I love Eric Dyer. Would Postecoglou keep him? I love Eric Dyer. Would Postecoglou keep him? Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Good morning from whichever part of the world you guys are joining. This is your host Elias once again back with another show at Step Up Spurs, and I think I've never done this kind of show before, where I'll be going through the tier list and actually I will be rating that which players I think that Postecoglou should be keeping and which players he should be selling. So today, I will be doing that sort of a show. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the likes, hit the subscribes. I just realized that there's four or five of you who are already watching right now, and there are no less likes. Only two people have liked it so far, guys. So if you want me to start the tier list, make sure you guys hit the like button, and then I'll start. And I think we are live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all across. So yeah, whichever one you're joining us from, make sure you either join me on YouTube, because YouTube it's easier for me to read the comments, and yeah, I'll be going through the tier list, and then I'll be bringing on some guests as well, and then hearing from them which players we should keep and which players we should sell. And yeah, I'll try to go with the majority, like listen to the guests, listen to you guys in the comments, and see which players we should keep, and we'll see how we do as a till towards the end of it. So let me just get my tier list up. Actually, guys, give me a minute. Let me start a new layout instead. What I should do is I just start a new layout. Give me just a minute, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, so let me start with adding a dynamic camera grid. Dynamic camera grid here, and then I will add one media slot here. Yeah, I know, Corey, but let me just add on one something here, and I'll bring you on. And there we go. Yep, so I'm ready with my grid. Okay, so guys, I'll be sharing it here. Okay, big up, Corey boy. How you doing?
Yeah, so brother, yourself.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So yeah, let me just share my screen now for the tier list. And yeah, I thought of doing this show for a very long time. It's just been I've been procrastinating on that. So today I can finally do this. And yeah, I'm having a bit of a technical glitch because I haven't done this thing in a long time. There you go. Can you guys see my tier list, guys? Can you all see the tier list on your
Yep.
screens? Can you all see that out there on the YouTube as well? Okay, it's slightly short. Let me just try to make it a bit bigger. If I can, let me edit this tier list a bit. Edit this a little bit. Let me make it a bit bigger. Save. Update layout. Yeah, okay. I think now it should be much bigger. Yeah, yeah, I think guys now you'll be able to see it much more clearly instead of our small thing down there. Yeah, so as Swifty, let me just greet everybody. Never 582, big up to you. Keep Dyer. Let's see what you all think. I don't think I'll be keeping Dyer. And yeah, if you're joining us for the first time and you would like to catch up on more of the content, make sure you guys do all the necessaries. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes, and yeah, big up to you guys. Big up to Swifty, always the loyal supporter of Step Up Spurs and a lot of other channels. Big up, man. And Inik out, yes. Swifty is there. Dan Davenport, big up to you as well, brother. Good to see you here. So yeah, I will start going on with the. Okay, before we go into tier list, Corey boy, I asked this question actually in the comments. Do you think that this summer we will we will see a major revamp?
I'm hoping so because there's a lot of this team that can't cut it anymore. A lot of them make too many simple mistakes that cost us points or a win. There's
Okay,
too many in here that just aren't trying hard enough. And it doesn't matter how much you try to coach them, they're still going to be the same player. You like your Davises, your Dyers, your Sanchez,
big up
Rodon.
Alexander Hilton. Yeah, continue.
Stoke.
Yeah, I want to ask you, how many players do you think Ange Postecoglou will sell this summer?
I really would like to see
Sell
between 4 and 8 players gone.
4 and 8. That's a good gauge.
I'll cut it in
I'm
the
actually
middle.
going with
I'd be
about
happy if we
5.
got rid of 6 because there are a lot of them that I really want to see gone.
Yeah, I'm looking at like let's say about 5 or 6. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, make sure please hit that like button. If you want me to start the tier list already, make sure you guys hit that like button because there's 5 to 6 of you and only 2 likes so far. This is not good, guys. Seriously, give me the
Come
like
on,
so I can start this.
like it up.
Yes. Yep, guys, hit those likes, smash the like button. I don't know, something is wrong with the YouTube likes. Early on, I had more likes actually. Suddenly got 2 likes only. Suddenly, I don't know if YouTube is having some issue lately. But yeah, I'll be yes. It doesn't include loan players. So loan is separate. Selling players is separate. I'm looking at particularly getting rid of certain players this summer. That's what I'm looking at the moment. I'm not looking at just loans itself only. So I'm looking at players specifically going out. That's what I'm aiming for this summer, and that's what I'm expecting from Ange this summer as well. So when I mentioned all these players that are all in this list, I want to see at least 5 to 6 players going out. That's my expectation, but let's see what Ange does. Okay, we'll start with the defense first, and
All
yeah,
of them
let's
could go
go.
apart from. That's
Okay,
my thing. All of them could go
first,
apart from Romero, Reggie, and Adojo.
okay, we go player by player.
I know.
Oh, let's look at. Okay, let's just look at, for example, Jet Spence. Would you keep Jet Spence or would you? Where should I put Jet Spence? Would you guys keep him? Would you guys bench him? Would you guys loan him or listen for some offers or get him out of our club?
Well, he hasn't
Where
really
do
been
you all
given the
stand with
chance.
Jet Spence situation, guys? Jet Spence, guys. Do you think you'll give him a chance by loaning him, maybe, Corey Boy? Or do you think you will just get rid of him?
It makes me wonder because we've already got Royale and Porro that can play there. Porro is elite levels above them too. So I have a feeling Jed will either be loaned out. I think he's on the boundary line for me. Either loan him into somewhere in the Premier League or just sell him. But you know, Levy isn't going to sell a club signing, is he?
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I feel that maybe we should get rid of Emerson Royale and keep Jet Spence. I feel.
Well, towards the end, Royale was starting to actually play properly, starting to actually show us what he was worth. Then again, we've got Pedro Porro, Emerson Royale, Destiny, he's on the left. Jed Spence on the right. We need to make room. We need to make cuts somewhere. So my money's in between Royale and Spence being on either loaned or sold, to be honest with you.
So I think the general feeling about Royale, Jet Spence is we should loan him. I guess it looks like it in the
loan
comments.
him to somewhere in the Premier League so we can actually see him play instead of it just being highlight reels on the French league. You know what he's done well throughout the season. Let's see him in the Premier League. So you don't buy someone in. And then
I like this comment from Alexander Hilton. He feels that keep Emerson for teams like Man City when you're playing like a very back line, and then keep Porro for teams like Luton.
Sorry, just grabbing coffee there. It's just one of them things. Everybody's got a different opinion on Royale. At the beginning, I was, let's get rid of him. He's not good enough because he keeps making mistakes. And then towards the end, he started to look like a decent defender, or at least a competent defender to me. Spence hasn't really been given that chance because he was bounced around from club to club on loans. So I'd probably give him a loan in the Premier League.
Let's loan him, I guess.
Yeah, loan him to somewhere in the Premier League so that he can actually get Premier League experience to see if he's actually worth keeping.
Okay, let's loan Jed Spence, guys, and let's have a look at the next person on the list. Right back. Emerson Royale. Keep, bench, loan, listen for offers, or get out of my club. Bench means, okay, bench means, guys, like you will keep him, but maybe he'll spend most of the time on the bench, that sort of a thing. Yeah. Let me know.
But-
Do you think you'll keep Emerson Royale as in the starting 11, or would you bench him?
I'd bench
you
him
loan
because he's a
him?
good option to bring on if Porro's getting tired.
I think
And
I'll
then
bench him
we're
as
going to
well.
need that rotation throughout the season. We're going to need 2 right backs, 2 left backs, aren't we? So
Okay. I think, yes, Emerson Royale should be benched here. Bench. Yes, I guess bench would be the most suitable one. Pedro Porro.
first
Pedro
team.
Porro. First
No
team.
doubt about it. The guy's quick, lightning quick. He's got a vision for a pass. He can cross a ball, something that we're lacking in some aspects of the team. And he's got a bit of creativity about him. Not, he's got a little bit more than most, but we still need creative players around him as well.
So Pedro Porro, guys. What should I do with Pedro Porro? Keep him on in the starting 11, I suppose. Keep. Corey Boy, do you think I should keep him?
It'd be first team choice, easy, keep.
Yeah. Swifty say keep. Alexander Hilton say keep. So yeah, I guess I should keep him.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is center backs. Okay. Let's go with lower to higher. Okay, let's go with Joey Rodon.
Sell. No doubt about it. Just getting out.
What should I do with Joey Rodon? Okay, this is an interesting one. I think he's a young prospect, but hasn't done much.
He's not that young anymore. He's 26. So
yeah, 26.
If he hasn't reached his potential now to be in the first team at Tottenham or for in the Premier League, then he needs to be sold on. That's my opinion. By now, he should be an established first team choice if he's that good.
Rodon, I should sell, get out of my club, or just listen to offers first. Which one would you guys think?
Get out of the club.
Get out of the club. Like you wouldn't consider offers stress worthy.
I would consider offers, but I mean, if get out of the club is just tear up his contract, then I'd listen to offers. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll be back in a little bit, Elias. I've got to go and sort something out.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sell. Rodon is like 24. Scott M say it's sell. Alexander Hilton say Rodon sell. It's like 24. So sell at Scott M. Get out. Okay. Sell Scott M. No, I don't want to sell Scott M. Scott M is like one of my best mods here in Hotspur'S. I don't want to sell Scott M to anybody. Love you, Scotty. Rodon, get out of my club. Get out of my club. Get out of my club. Joey Rodon, get out of my club. Okay. Next center back I'll be looking at is going to be Ben Davies. Ben Davies is slightly controversial one, guys. Ben Davies. Yes, Scott M's transfer is a bit expensive one, really. Guys, Ben Davies. Should I keep him or should I loan him? Or should I bench him? Like Ben Davies is one of those players. Like he's not that bad. He is. Sell. Okay, Scott, just curious. Should I just get rid of him fully or just listen to offers? Like, let's say if a good offer comes, we get rid of Davis, or we just get rid of Davis. Like, whatever offer comes, just get rid of him. What do you guys think? Davis fully sell? Looks like the Scott M say Davis sell. Alexander Hilton says sell. Swifty says sell. Alexander Hilton, no, he's bad. You know what? I'm actually in a bit of a. I'm kind of like 50-50 on Davis. I would kind of like listen to offers. If there's a good offer, maybe I would sell him. I would definitely sell him. But if there's no good offer, then probably I think I will keep him, or yeah, I'll bench him basically. But let's see. Okay, Scott M say he can't see a role for him in a back four. Alexander Hilton saying, do you not remember getting spun versus Brentford? Yeah. Scott would sell all of them. Yes, Scott would sell all of them. I agree. Ben Davis, I would then sell alongside Joe Rodon. Okay, next one. We have in center backs, where is Clement Longley? Clement Longley. Has anybody seen Clement Longley here? Yes, Clement Langley. By the way, Clement Langley is the kind of player like we have to buy him in a way. Uh, that one is a bit tricky situation. Okay, this one I'll just go with it. Would you keep him? Like, would you get him from Barca at like 5 or 6 million offer that we are getting him, or would you rather not? Would you rather let him stay at Barca, at whatever situation he will be in there, and let his contract run? What do you all feel about Clement Langley, guys? Let me know your thoughts. Clement Langley, should I bench him? Should I keep him, or how? Don't buy, sell. Mark Swift, pretty much. Yeah, so stopgap type of player. I think you can bench him then. What do you guys feel? Should I consider him as a bench player? Okay, if we don't buy him, should we just renew his loan for one more year? What do we do with that then? What do you do with him if we don't buy him? Why should I no sell? Yeah, but the thing is, we can't sell him. That's the thing. He's not our player. So no to Langley. No to Langley. So I suppose Langley also get out of my club. Yep, get out of my club, Langley. Okay. Center backs. Now the next one is Christian Romero. What do I do with Christian Romero? Okay, Christian Romero is another one. A lot of people say that he's a liability in terms of his discipline and all that. Lately, there's this guy called Sawa from Football Heritage TV. I don't know if you guys know him. He has been saying that Romero is a liability. He's not a good defender, blah, 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 blah. He's saying something like that along those lines. Should I keep Romero? Should I sell him? Let me know, guys. Keep. Yeah, I mean, if you don't keep him, then you don't have any center backs, right? So, Christian Romero, I guess I should keep him. Keep. Does the general public agree that I should keep Christian Romero? Should I keep Christian Romero, guys? At the moment, it's only Swifty and Alexander Hilton. Keep 100%. Yeah, man. Especially since we hate that guy who said that Romero is shit. So yeah, we should keep him. Yes, exactly. Scott have made a good point. Even if you think he's isn't great, we have so many more players we need to sell. I agree. I agree. I don't disagree with any of that actually. Okay, next player would be my favorite. I love Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me. Should I keep Eric Dyer? Should I bench him? Should I loan him or listen for offers? Get out of my club. Guys, at least Eric Dyer, we should listen for a bit of offers. Seriously, guys. Like he has been our captain in a way. In a way, he has been that defensive leader for us. So listen to some good offers from him. Like, don't just get him outright. I mean, give him some respect, guys, please. Get out, get out, get out. I guess people want to get him out. Do you want to listen to offers for Eric Dyer? Like, let's say there's offer coming for him for like 35 million, 40 million. Would you not listen to that, guys? I'm just curious. Okay. So Eric Dyer, I guess, get out of our club. Eric Dyer, get out of our club. You are the reason so many. Yeah, Alexander Hilton say in debates. Mark Swift say get out. Alexander Hilton, get out. Alexander Hilton, get out. Like a wise man once said, it's time to go. Yes, we should put a stake in the defense over Eric Dyer. Even a stake would do better job than Eric Dyer, Langley, Davis, and Rodon. Like guys, I'm doing this, and I'm like, if just by the looks of it, I don't think we have a center back. Like at least this season, we have to buy two center backs at least. And by the way, guys, I can see that a lot of you don't like are not hitting the likes, and there's 7 of you out there who are watching and only 4 likes. So make sure you guys hit the likes, hit the subscribes if you haven't already. If you would like to catch on some more of that kind of stuff, yeah, hit that, hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. Okay, Eric Dyer is done. He's getting going out of my club. Next one I'll go for is who else from the defense I've left? Center backs, I'm all done, I suppose. Yes, all the center backs are done. Goalkeepers. Hugo Lloris, first of all, guys. Okay, Lloris has recently said that he wants to leave Tottenham Hotspur. And Fraser Foster, he's kind of getting old as well. Would you sell Lloris or would you like listen for offers? Because Lloris, I think he has a couple of years left on his contract as well. Would you keep Lloris? Would you get him out of the club? Get out of the club? Any other thoughts? Any different thoughts other than because I feel that yes, he should get out of the club, guys. He should get out of the club. Like Lloris doesn't deserve a place in my club in any world. Seriously, like I'm particularly unhappy with the situation, like what he did with us when we in Newcastle game and all that. No, he's out of contract. I think next season, not this season. He's not out of contract this season. He's out of contract next season. So I think the general consensus is that we should get him out of our club. So Hugo Lloris, yes, bro, get out of our club. Get out, get out, get out. We are mercenaries. We don't care how. We don't care you have been our captain or whatever. Just get out of our club, bro. Get out. Get out. We are mercenaries. Hugo, 1 year left. I think he would agree to terminate deal so he can go to Nice or Saudi. Either that or either why not just sell him? Like, why can't we sell him then if he wants to go? If there's an offer from Nice or Saudi, just sell him. Like, get some good money from a Saudi club if they're willing to buy Lloris. Why not? Next one. Fraser Foster, guys. Okay, now this one I'm pretty much on 50-50 in a way. The reason I feel Fraser Foster, he's getting old, and I'm of the opinion that this season we should be getting two new goalkeepers. Listen to offers for Fraser Foster or keep him. Maybe I don't know how. Maybe bench him. But I'm of the opinion that this season we should get out of get two goalkeepers, one future prospect and one goalkeeper who is like David Raya type or something like that. I'm actually looking at this goalkeeper from. I'm actually thinking of this goalkeeper from Plymouth. You guys can search for him. His name is Michael Cooper. Great guy, young goalkeeper, great reflexes, great distribution. He was, I think, in the second division team of the season. He also won a golden glove. I want to get that guy. So I'm of the opinion that we should get rid of Fraser Foster too and get that guy plus maybe David Raya. That would like really be the solid goalkeepers that you can have. And I think Michael Cooper would come and cheap. Like his market price right now is just 1 million, 2 million, something like that. But he's a great goalkeeper, guys. It's just that a lot of teams haven't looked at him. He's a great goalkeeper. Like search for him, Michael Cooper from Plymouth. Watch some of the Plymouth games and especially watch the Chelsea game last season where Plymouth played against Chelsea at FA Cup. in that game, wow, he was terrific, guys. And there are some other games as well in FA Cups. He has made some really great save against some really good strikers. So I rate that guy really highly, and that's why I'm of the opinion that maybe it's time that we look at Fraser Foster going out too. But at the moment, I guess we have too many players to sell, so let's bench him. Because then what happens is you might end up selling too many players, and then you may not be able to get some players. So yeah, it's a problem as well. Bench. I don't like Foster again, but too many players, so keep him on the bench. Yeah, I agree. Wouldn't be against if he gets a job as a goalkeeper coach. Wouldn't be against. Yeah, not a bad idea. He's an experienced goalkeeper, and but I think we already have a goalkeeping coach, right? Yeah, I can't remember. I think we already have a goalkeeping coach. So next one, I will go now to left wing backs, and we have Ryan Sessegnon, guys. Ryan Sessegnon. What do you guys feel about Ryan Sessegnon? Should I keep Ryan Sessegnon? Should I sell him? Should I bench him? Ryan Sessegnon. Guys, what do you feel? Should I keep him? Should I bench him? Should I loan him? Should I listen for offers or get out of my club? Ryan Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon. Sell. Had enough. Scott M said sell. Alexander Hilton says sell. Had enough. Swifty says sell. I guess three of you are the only one at the moment who are interacting with me. So let's sell Ryan Sessegnon. Ryan Sessegnon, get out of my club. Wow, I don't think I can fill all the players in this get out of my club tier. I need to create a new tier specifically for that one. Next one I have is at the moment I want Perisic. Where is he? Should I keep Ivan Perisic? Yeah, exactly. I feel I'm of the same opinion. I want Perisic. Should I keep Perisic, guys, or should I bench him? Should I loan him? Should I listen for offers, or should I get him out of my club? Here's the thing. I feel that Perisic, maybe you can listen for offers, but don't sell him on a really low, cheap price. I think Perisic can be that kind of player. You can try and sell him to some Saudi club or one of those MLS club. Yeah, so either he stays as a bench player, either like what Scott Ham is saying, like Perisic listen to offers. But if he stays it as a bench player for left wing, not left back or left wing back, I completely agree. Because but in that case, Scott, we have to buy two more. No, Odoji is coming. We will have to look at one more player who can play as a left wing back or left back, because we are selling Davis as well in this particular tier list. We are looking at selling Davis. So I guess listen for offers for Perisic. And next one is, where is that guy? Destiny Udoji. I guess we should keep him. Guys, Destiny Udoji. What do you all feel? No, he's not 50. He's only 36, I think. 34, 35, or 36. Destiny Udoji. Actually, yeah, I like this point that Scott made that he would go with Udoji and Reggie. I think that's a good left back combo. I agree. I completely agree. Udoji keep 100%. I hope that Levy doesn't renew his loan at Udinese. So Udoji we must keep. The other one is Sergio. Actually, I tell you guys seriously, I wouldn't want to see Regulon going out or getting sold, but I'm a bit concerned. What do you guys feel about Regulon now, guys? Regulon. What's the general feeling about Regulon out there in the comments, guys? Would you keep him? Would you bench him? Would you sell him? Sergio Regulon. Keep. Mark Swift say keep. Anyone else got any other thoughts, opinions on Sergio Regulon? Mark Swift, you're only 12? I didn't know that. I thought you are like, come on, Mark. You're only 12. I'm surprised. Big up, bro. You always seem to be more mature than the rest of the YouTube. Yeah, I think it didn't work with Conte, but I think he might work with some other manager. I am tell my mom of you, Scott. I'm gonna tell bro. Yes, go tell your mom about Scott. He has been bullying you in the comments. Okay. Okay. Keep or bench? Keep or bench for Reggie? For your 42, okay. So you're kidding with me, okay. Uh, okay. By the way, guys, Reggie, should I keep him or bench him? Would he be like the first choice or would he be like the second choice behind Odoji? Like, what do you guys feel about? Big up to you, Grumpy Grandpa. Good to see you as well, Grumpy Grandpa. Let me know your thoughts. Would you keep Reggie on as a in the starting 11 or would you bench him? Would you bench him or would you keep him in the starting 11? Good one. Grumpy Grandpa, what do you think? Should I keep Reggie in the starting 11 or bench him? Okay, let's keep him. I guess he deserves a chance. Like you can rotate a bit once in a while. If Royal, then yeah. So let's look at some of the comments. So Scott, I'm saying I think it would be 50-50 for Reggie or Doji to start. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think in certain games when you need like a bit more player who can play a bit more defensively. I guess on those kind of days, like let's say you're playing someone like Man City, you can start Royal and what you call it, Reggie. When you're playing like slightly more highline, you're playing against a team that sits way deep in. Maybe for those kind of games, we can play Poro and Udoji. Like it really depends, I guess, how Postecoglou wants to work it out. Let's look at some of the comments. You would hope it would be Udoji, but he's a young guy transitioning to a new league. Big up, Scotty. Good to see you.
How's it going?
Yep. Why don't you just read your comment then?
Yeah, I'm just like I think you would hope that Udoji's your starter. That would be your plan, right? You want to bring him in, but I think he's still like 21 or something like that. So there's always the possibility that there's a bit of a learning curve to coming over to the Premier League. And Regulon, I think him leaving was more about his attitude, right, than his play. I know he had the last game he had was terrible, that Villa game where he was really terrible. But outside of that, I thought he's a pretty decent player. And I don't mind if he's playing for us at left back. And again, everything, as you've seen me say, always comes down to we have too many other players to sell. So I think if you have Udogi, you have Regulon with everybody else that we have to sell, that's fine as your left back options for me, anyways.
Yeah, I think I would keep Reggie, and between them you can like rotate them once in a while, like depending on the game. If you are playing a team like City, Newcastle, that kind of teams, I think you can play a bit more like a decent defensive line. Then when you're playing like games when you need to break their defense, especially let's say you're playing Chelsea, you're playing someone like who else play a slightly more deep line. One of those teams, Luton and
Yeah,
all that. Then you can
we'll see
play.
how we're not sure how some teams are going to play even next year, right? But you imagine that
Yep,
the lower teams will
yep.
play deep. Yeah, I think that it's one of those things where you want Udogi to take the position. That would be your best scenario, but you got to realize his age and coming over to a new league. So
Yep, exactly. Okay, next one I have some of the players that I have now. What do you guys think of Tanganga? He's the academy player. I forgot about him earlier. Sorry, guys. Tanganga. What do you guys feel about him? Should I keep him, bench him, loan him, listen for offers? He's an academy player. But he only had that good first season under Mourinho. Since then, he has been shit. Like we hardly even play him. He is so. Why don't just sell him, guys? Or what do you all feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have been out. I think we really treated him badly. Not that I thought he would necessarily develop into a starter for us or anything like that, but he should have been out away from the club like 2 years ago, at least on loan or something. I might put him in the listen to offers because again, I think you keep him maybe because of homegrown issues because we don't have anybody who's club trained, let alone
Yep.
homegrown. Maybe I would put him into the listen for offers, but I don't see really again the only reason you keep him is because you're selling so many other players or because of homegrown issues. But if this is just a exercise in what should he go, he should go. He shouldn't have a place in the club anymore.
Let me ask you a question, Scott. Between him and Ben Davis, because Ben Davis is a homegrown, he's considered a homegrown player as well because he started at Swansea. Between him and Ben Davis, which one would you listen for offers?
I would rather keep Tanganga over Ben Davies. I'm done.
Ben,
I'm done with Ben Davies. Done watching him play for our club. We've watched it way too long. And in a back four, I don't see it doesn't work. He can't. I never want to see him play left back for us. Center back in a back three. Oh, I could do it, but not with it. Not with Ange Postecoglou's system. Unless he's changing how he plays, he can't play center back in that system. He can't play in a back two in any system really, but especially not Ange. So I would keep Tanganga again just because he's younger. But
maybe how about loaning Tanganga? Because the other thing is we haven't tried loaning him. Like we have tried loaning other players, but we haven't tried a loan on Tanganga.
I mean, I think really probably either loan, listen to offers, get out of my club, something to go to get him away because he does as much for him, right? He needs to play. He spent so much of his years where you'd be developing, not playing at all. And it's just
Let me check how old is he.
harsh. I think he's 22 because I think he just started this
He's
year
24.
counting. He's 24. Oh,
Yeah.
there
I
we
think
go.
in this situation, maybe we should loan him.
Sure. As long as I mean, again, it all depends on, are you doing this as like, what's a realistic option? Because at some point we're going to get to way too many people into getting out of my club and loaning. We're going to have 7 people on our club. But if it's just what you should do, then yeah, sure.
I think let's loan Tanganga. Okay. Next one. Have I missed anybody from the back line? Just having a look. No, I haven't.
So the right
Okay,
backs, have you done the right backs?
Right back's already done.
okay.
Emerson Royale, all of them done.
Oh, I missed the very start. Sorry.
Yeah. I saw right backs. I am selling nobody. I'm loaning Jad Spence and then keeping Emerson Royal, benching Emerson Royal and Poro would be the first choice, sort of.
All right.
Yeah. The other one now is midfielders. Okay, midfield we got a whole lot. Let me put all these midfielders up there. You got Ollie Skip, Bissouma, Harry Winks. You got Ndombele. Who else do we have?
Lo Celso.
You got Hoiberg. You got Bentancur. Pape Matasar. Lo Celso is Lo Celso also. Let's start with Lo Celso, guys. Would you okay? This is another narrative that I've been hearing. A lot of people are saying that Lo Celso might fit in an Ange system as on the left side. I think Rostel the other day was saying that Lo Celso might work out, and in terms of Ange system and all that, but he doesn't offer anything in terms of his goals and his assists. What do you feel about it, Scott?
I'll say I think he might fit better than some of our other midfielders, but I think he's shown the Premier League is not for him. He has success playing in Spain. I don't know how. I know that some people say that Europe is broke. Fair enough, they might not have enough money, but as much money as you'd want. But Villarreal, he plays well for Villarreal. There's no denying that. He has done well for them, and we should be able to sell them to him for some money. And I think sell, get out of the club. I like him. I think he's a way better player than many people think. I think he's a terrible fit for the Premier League. I think he's found a place where he really does fit, and I just find it hard to believe we can't work with them to get a price to sell him because he plays well for Villarreal.
Okay, so should I listen for offers for him? I guess maybe.
I think just get out of my club. He can't come back. I'm sorry. Like, yes, I think he's better than other, but if you want to put him and listen to offers, that's fair enough. I guess is get out of my club. Just get out no matter what, or so listen to offers.
Summer clear out is going to be huge, guys.
It should be. We've been saying it for 4 years. We've been trying to sell some of these guys and still haven't. Right? That's the problem. That's what happens when you don't do what you're supposed to do.
Yep. Let's look at now. Get out of my club. Okay. The other player I'm looking at is this Alfie Devine or is this Harvey White? This is Harvey White, right?
I think it usually is Harvey White. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Harvey White. Harvey White, guys. I think another loan spell, I guess for him would be good. He's not that bad. Harry Kane leaving. Yes, Luca, we'll come to Harry Kane. I know you guys are very excited about Harry Kane leaving. Yeah, we'll come to that.
I think loan or listen to offers. I was a little bit excited about Harvey White. Not that I thought he was going to be great, but I thought he might be a guy who can be a squad player. But his loan wasn't very successful last time. He hasn't really shown anything. So I would say either loan or listen to offers. But loan makes sense because we have so few homegrown players that maybe you want to keep them involved in the club.
Yeah, no, but even if we loan him, we are... Yeah, that's a problem. Maybe I think I'll loan him. Give him some time and see how, because he did show some glimpses of hope in the preseason and all that where he played, and some of the games that he played before he went down on his loan at the moment. Let's see what he can do at loan. Next player I'm gonna look at is everybody's favorite. I don't know if Jacob is watching it or not. Harry Winks. He's one of our own. So would you guys keep one of our own Harry Winks, or would you guys get him out of our club?
Get out of our club.
I think that one no need to even ask. Like, get out of our club. Get out of our club.
Yeah, any argument you'd have for keeping him is Skip is a better player. He's a younger player. He offers every single thing that Harry Winks does. So there's no reason why you would keep Winks and Skip. And Skip.
If anybody wants to keep Harry Winks, we doubt his loyalty to Tottenham Hotspur.
Good thing Stell isn't here. He'd make the argument for him. But yeah, I think even Stell has backed away from his Harry Winks argument.
Really? Like he would keep him? Really? I haven't heard of that one.
Yes. Well, Stell's argument is always that Winks was played out of position. And that was his problem, is that I'm not going to do it justice, but I think
Stell, if you're listening, come and defend yourself.
The basic argument is that Winks should have been more of an attacking player. And because Eriksson was here when he was coming up as a youth, that stunted his growth and made us play him out of position as more of a defensive role. And that wasn't what his skill base was. So I don't think he's saying keep Winks. He's just saying that Winks, we developed. He says it's more that we developed Winks poorly, largely because Eriksson was in the role that he should have been playing.
Yeah, but he always plays sideways. Like Eriksson, at least he plays the ball front. Like Eriksson.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with Stell. I'm just saying what his argument is. I mean, I usually will trust Stell more than me because I trust his technical football knowledge way more, obviously. But that's the argument that Stell makes. You know, Stell, sometimes he's not one who's shy about having a opinion that's different than others and arguing them with it. So
I think maybe what he's trying to say is perhaps that when there was time for Winks to develop a particular role or a particular position, he wasted it in a position which was not suited for him, I guess. So now there's
Yeah,
not much hope for him.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I don't think he'd say keep him. I just think he thinks his development could have been better. But, anyways, sorry, that's a sidetrack because yes, Winks is definitely
No,
get
that's
out
a
of my
good
club.
discussion.
Winks is definitely get out of my club. We don't want to talk about the player he is now.
Yeah.
Because there's no positives
Next
there.
one. Yes, Winks can be the new co-host at United Sports of America. Him and Jacob would have a good time there. Oh, big up, Jacob. Okay, next one, Ndombele. I guess another one, get him out of the club or listen for offers.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only reason I was tempted to say listen to offers because I'm not sure how you get him out of the club. I don't like. I would if anybody would give me anything for it. Like if you said with his wages, honestly, if it was somebody said we'll take him for free, we'll just pay all his wages. I'd say go because we need him we need him off the books. But I just don't know. Like even in Napoli, everybody's talking about how great it was. I think he played like three 90-minute full games, right? Like he was
Tanguy Ndombele. Let me
a
just check.
bit player for Napoli.
He was
So-
more of like an impact sub from what some of the Italian fans were telling me. But he was never really like. So let me just check. Okay, so for Napoli, he has had 30 games and only one goal. Yeah.
I think it was a pretty awesome goal, though, wasn't it? Am I wrong? I think
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was
pretty
kind of like a good goal.
spectacular goal. But same with us with that Villa goal, right? That on his first debut game, that was a pretty. Doesn't get much better than that. That's the problem. That was the best moment
Let me look at
for
his let
Tanguy
me look at
in
his
Dembele.
detailed stuff. That goal I remember, like when he scored that goal, a lot of happy clappy deluded fans were going about like, oh, and Ndombele was pretty out of position, like he was a great player, the managers never gave him a chance. So and Ndombele has played 40 games for Napoli. He has 2 goals and 1 assist. Poor guys. For a midfielder, that's a poor stat. 1 assist is not good.
Yeah, I think he goes to listen to offers or get out of my club. And again, the only reason I say listen to offers, not get out of my club, is because his wages are so high. I wonder if we. So I'll let you decide how you're determining that. But yeah, I would say like I don't want him here next year. I don't think when we say can he play for Ange, I don't think the attitude. Can his playing style play 100%? Like, but we know that his playing style when he's on can play for anyone, but his attitude isn't good enough, and we've seen it far too
I
long
guess
to think
let's
it's changing.
listen for offers about him.
Sure.
I think let's try and trick some Saudi Pro League club, because Saudi Pro League club is getting tricked by a lot of these players. Let's sell him to one of those and get his wages sorted out there. Maybe listen for offers
Yeah,
from them.
I think we really needed to hope that the PSG a few years. I think last summer maybe there was rumors, and it's like you got to hope that somebody like PSG because they don't care. The wages mean nothing to them, and I think we probably missed the boat there. I can't imagine they're interested, but that's the problem with his wages. There's only so many clubs you can sell them to.
Exactly. Okay. Next one is who? Sorry.
I can't. It's so hard to
Ollie
see.
Skip. Ollie Skip. I guess bench him.
Bench. I mean this one for me. Whenever we talk about the midfield and even the center backs a little bit, it almost is like it with Ollie Skip. It depends what's going on with everybody else because I don't think we can have a very functional midfield if we have Skip, Hoiberg, Sarr, Bentancur, Basuma. That's 5 guys. Like you need way more creativity in that. But I think you bench Skip because of his age, because he's homegrown, because he's club trained. I think you bench him, and then when we get further along the line, you'll see who I'm moving along to make space, so we're not just having so many of those kind of. I don't want to say DMs because I don't think they're DMs. I guess they're more of an 8, but I just mean like those the guys you'd categorize not as technical, creative players, but functional, hardworking players. And I think we have too many of them in our midfield. We have to fix that. But Skip for me is a bench player.
Skip. Let's bench him, guys. I would say, I think bench would be fair option for him. Okay, next one I have is Hoiberg.
Well, there we go. Because he is get out of my club.
Get
I
out of my
don't
club or listen for offers.
get out of my club. I think we have to be done with him. I know it sounds harsh, but we can't have he can't start for us. We already have Skip.
Listening?
We already have Sar. Like, is he better than those? How much better? I don't think he's better than either player, but if you do, how much better? Not much. And he's definitely not playing ahead of Basuma or Bentancur for me. So, and then I think I think we need at least one new midfielder, if not two. So I would sell Hoiberg for sure.
You'll sell Hoiberg completely, I suppose, right?
I would. I think he needs to go. I think he's not good enough.
Okay. Bentancur, I guess keep definitely.
I think so. We can't. I mean, his injury. We'll see how he plays, but yeah, keep. Who's gonna buy? How much money are you gonna get for him coming back from a knee injury? First of all, even if you wanted to sell him, right? But he's our best midfielder. I know people are excited about Basuma, but I think Bentancur is clearly our best. Until we see Basuma return to the way he played at Brighton, Bentancur is clearly our best midfielder. So I think we have to keep him.
Bentancur, no doubt, yeah, he should be kept. Bissouma, I guess.
Bench or
Keep
keep,
also.
whatever you want. However, yeah. I don't love the idea of. I know lots of people are saying like Bentancur, Basuma. I'm not 100% sure how the midfield. I guess if you had like a Madison, that would work. But if you're bringing in a more defensive player, like some people want a more traditional number 6, fair enough. Because I think that's kind of what the role McGregor played, if I'm not mistaken, in the Celtic. But I think you keep him or bench him. Either way, he should be on the team. He's not going anywhere, Basuma. So it's just whether you keep him or bench him. I think at this point, since we don't have anybody in, he's got to go on keep, right? Because we can't
Yep.
bench him for a mythical player that Daniel Levy probably won't buy.
Exactly. Papisar, I think bench.
I think bench or loan. And again, that just comes down to who's coming in. We probably won't have enough. But if we're going to our 3-man midfield, you probably want at least six midfielders that could potentially play. Maybe not 6 because we're not in Europe. But yeah, I think bench. I think he's 21.
Actually, a lot of rival fans have been telling me, yesterday somebody was telling me that Papisar is going to be a good player next season. He's 20 and he's showing some potential, I guess. As a bench player, he can be an impact sub.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind if he's on the bench. I get it. Would just for Sar for me would be if we're bringing in like you watch a lot of YouTube channels and who knows, but if you're bringing in a guy who's going to start kind of as that defensive player, and I think we need an attacking mid, that would be if we're bringing in 2 midfielders, then I would loan Sar so that he gets quality minutes somewhere else. But I don't think we're going to do it because we have Daniel Levy. So I would say bench is fine right now. And then maybe at the closer to the end of the summer, if we've made some of those transfers, then I would move him to the loan. If that makes sense to you, Elias?
Yep, it does make sense.
But I do think he's quality. Like I don't want him gone. I think he's a player that you want to keep.
Okay, I just realized I forgot to get rid of this guy. Davinson Sanchez.
But you don't even. This just straight to the get out of my club.
I hate that guy.
There's not even a debate to keep him. There's no argument to keep him.
I hate that guy. Definitely. Okay, I guess I have used the quota to get rid of players. Oh my word!
There's still a lot more because I think you have Mora down there who's leaving. So and Danjuma.
Yes, Mora is leaving.
So
yes,
they have to go there.
We can increase that one. Yes.
All right.
Mora is definitely going out. Okay,
Danjuma
guys.
is
Now
gone.
forward line. Okay, Danjuma, would you get rid of him?
They already announced. Yeah, they've already announced, right, that he's going back.
He's going back. Okay.
I would get rid of him too. I agree with the decision, but
Brian Hill, loan, bench, listen for offers.
Get rid or listen to offers. I think technically you could argue that he does fit in with the Ange Postecolglou system, but again, a lot like Lo Celso, I think he's shown he's not up for the Premier League. I would try to sell him back to Spain. So maybe you say listen to offers, because if we don't get an offer for him, he could fill a role. And I guess if we're selling Perisic, we don't really have anybody on that left-hand side to play behind Sonny. But so maybe listen to offers for him. But I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
because now
really
he's
have
a
any.
Europa League winner and all that, and some people say that he had a role in winning the Europa League as well. Like he was playing regularly, so maybe you can get a good offer from him.
I
Like,
just
let's see.
worry if we're trying to sell him like to Seville, we'll have to pay them 20 million and give them Pape Matar as well, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
After we've he buy him from Seville, give them Eric Lamela, load him back, debacle. It's just
Yeah.
our club.
Okay, I guess now we are discussing about the elite level of Spurs players.
And this is when
I-
I'll get a little bit potentially controversial for you, Elias. So get ready for it when we get to a few of the players. Maybe you want to put the two superstars at the end, because it'll be
Yes, two superstar at the end, guys. Let's talk about Richarlison first, guys.
listen to offers. I mean, I would get rid of him, but if we're being realistic here, I think listen to offers. But I think he's probably going to be on the bench.
But what if Kane is leaving? Then what would you do with him?
I would sell him
Kane is leaving.
anyways. I do not want, if Kane leaves, I don't want Richarlison leading the line. I do not want him to be our. I think actually though it's a much better system for him. For again, I keep saying about Ange's system, because I do think he can do that pressing. He can do that work. The problem is that, as we saw, even if he does press, he can't score. He's not going to score any. I think he'll do the pressing, but his scoring is what's the problem. But
For
so
Richarlison?
maybe if we're being realistic, we have to put him on the bench. But I would like to listen to offers, because I think if you could get, we're not going to get the 50 million we spent on him, because it's not. I don't think it's actually the 60. The 60 was with what do you call it? Bonuses or
No,
whatever.
but apparently, Scott, there are teams who are interested in paying a big amount of money for him. Like, there are teams.
That's
who
why I
still
said
highly rate-
if somebody will give us 40 million for him, I would sell him in a heartbeat.
Apparently,
there's better
PSG might
players.
come for him again, because PSG was interested in him last season, and now PSG, they are getting rid of Neymar. They're getting rid of and Mbappe apparently wants to leave again. They have gotten rid of Messi. They would need a striker or some
Sure.
player like him.
So I would sell him if we could get 40 million. I mean, honestly, for me, I would sell him if we could get 30 million. I do not like Richarlison. I do not want him to be number 9. But as Grumpy Grandpa says, I think that if Kane goes, he is our number 9, and we sell it, and our fans will buy it as we have Brazil's number 9, right? We have Brazil's number 9. Levy will love selling that. Our fans will brag about how we have Brazil's number 9 as he leads us to 4 goals next year. The fact that he can't score in the Premier League won't matter, because again, he's Brazil's number 9. But
Yep, he's Brazil's number 9, guys. So let's listen to offers for him. Maybe a Brazilian club might buy him. Kulusevski. I think this is gonna get a bit controversial.
keep or bench. Keep or bench. I'm not. I would like him to be a bench player. In a perfect world where I'm creating the team, I would like him to be a player that we can bring on, because we have a better right wing. I think especially a better right wing for this system. Again, I keep going back to Ange's system, but I think it's important to look at how the manager wants to play. I'm not sure Kulu is a great presser. I think he would do better at pressing than the next 2 players we're going to talk about. But I do think that I would like him on the bench. But I think realistically, it's a keep, because again, we're not going to buy a better right winger than him based on what we have. And the only reason he'd be on the bench too is if you say Poro's playing at a right wing instead of playing at right back, and maybe you want Poro instead of him. But I think he's a keep. But I do know there's lots of people that have been talking about not renewing his loan. But no, for me, I think or not his renewing, not paying the money to bring him in, make him permanent.
I'm concerned now about next season, guys. Oh, this is the reality of Tottenham Hotspur. If you do it like this, you realize like how doomed we are as a
Even
club.
some of the people that are like the players on the bench are almost there by default, not because they're.
Not because they are great, really.
Other than Sar, for sure, I'd say like Sar, he's there by being decent. But like, if you have Roy, I'm sad I missed Royal because for me, get out of our club, you bum.
Okay,
But, all right, who's next?
Sun Heung-min. Okay, Scott.
Okay, it's 10 a.m. I know Will likes to sleep in, so hopefully I'm not going to get roasted for it. But I would say listen to
No,
offers.
if you want to sell Sun, you have to present your case tomorrow at THFC Rant Show.
No, I'm on listen to offers. I'm on listen to offers for a few reasons. And this is
Let me call
it's
Will.
not
I think
actually
Will might be awake.
it's not actually negative about Sonny. One of the main reasons is, and this isn't how you should run a football club, but this is how I will because I'm a fan. I want Sonny. I want better for Sonny. I want him to go. I don't want to see him at this club fighting for 10th place for the next 2 seasons. So, but I also think that if we really want to remake this club, I'm going to say remake. I don't want to say, because people get mad if you say rebuild, because what are we building from? Whatever, right? If we're going to really remake this club, then I think we need to. I think we need to get rid of Sonny. I think we need to get the money that we could do it to buy players that are going to help us 3, 4, 5 years from now. That's what we need to look at. And Sonny 3, 4, 5 years from now is going to be 34, 35, 36, right? So I think we need to look to move on from Sonny. I'm going to listen to offers, not because I think he had a terrible season. I went on a short little rant on the watch along yesterday saying that he hasn't had a terrible season at all, but I
Yeah,
think
so
that
that's the
you
thing.
put him
Like,
in listen
guys,
to
we need
offers.
to we need to fill 11 players. But Scott, like, do you think if we sell Sun this season, like Levy would really buy somebody? I think Kane one looks very likely that Kane is leaving, and if we listen to offer for Sun as well, and in the end we end up selling both Sun and Kane, where are we? Like even I understand that yes, we want to go on down the route of a rebuild, but even a rebuild, I think it's kind of unfair to start a rebuild at this stage from that stage up so early.
Again,
Like,
this isn't get out of my club. It's listen to offers. But yeah, that's the problem. I mean, but at some point too, less more so with Kane than Sonny is that they're going to leave at some point. So yes, do I trust that we're going to sell Son and use the money like
I think
Liverpool
Will is
did to
awake.
bring
I
in
just texted
qualities?
him and he read the text.
Well, I'm not saying anything negative. I was just kidding about Will. Will can come on because I'm not killing. I'm not saying anything negative about Sonny. I'm saying as a club perspective, we need to see what are we doing. And if you're going to be finishing, I know you're not. The plan isn't to finish here, but let's be realistic about what we're doing. Do we think that we're even finishing top 4 in the next 3 years? I don't see it happening. And if you're not finishing top 4, if you're not competing for Europe, you're not competing for cups, then what's the point in having 30-year-old Sonny, 30-year-old Kane? They're players who you have in your team to compete for things at their age. And I just think that we should listen to offers for Sonny because this will be more so with Kane. I'm much more strong about my stance on this with Kane because I think Kane is likely leaving. And yes, I don't trust that we're going to spend the money, but I'd rather have 100 million to replace Kane with than 0. Because I know if we have 0, we're not replacing him at all. At least with 100, we might get lucky and make an accident, like have Christian Eriksen come in with the bail money. But
I'm a bit
you put
uh
it where you want. It's your show.
I'm a
But
bit scattered.
I put him in. Listen to offers.
Listen to offers for Sun, man. Seriously, I'm a bit like
And yes,
like that's where my love for Sunny is gonna. So Scott, like let's just say, okay, maybe once we are done with the tier, we can have the post-tier discussion. Then we can see that okay, what's gonna happen and all that. So
yes, I
at the
know
moment we
Grumpy
are
Grandpa's saying we don't have 11 players on the pitch. I am in the very tiny minority, and I know people will hate it. Is I will bring in 15 new players, and I know we can't make that work because of chemistry issues or whatever, but I'll do it because I don't want to see these players that are familiar with each other play rather than new players who never met each other play. I'm fine with that. I'm taking that risk of we're bringing in, but I know that's probably not feasible. Put him in the keep. Put him up in the keep. Don't
Who
you
Son
put
is
him up
it?
the keep. You don't need. Yeah, you don't need to all the controversy, but I think
No,
we
okay,
should
let's
listen.
let's
I
look
also
at it.
I also think that there's zero chance Levy sells him. I think that Son has a 0% chance that Levy sells him, especially if Kane's on the table for leaving. There's no way
I
he
think
lets them both go.
being realistic and knowing Levy, let's just put him in keep.
Okay,
Okay, Bolly,
that's
is
right.
that you?
That's right.
Possible.
I'll take Todd Bowley running this club over what we're doing now. 100%.
Over Daniel Levy, definitely, guys. Okay,
But
maybe
yes.
we should do one tier. Maybe we should do one tier. Put all the owners of the Premier League clubs and see who would we keep as Tottenham owner and who would we not. Uh, that would be interesting.
Levy, not keep. 19 others keep.
Levy, get out of our club.
I don't
Todd
even
Bowley,
know.
keep.
I don't know who owns Luton Town. I know nothing about them, but I will keep them over Daniel Levy.
I like the Fulham owner. He's a Pakistani businessman from US. And
Oh,
he's doing a great job.
he's near the
Yeah.
bottom of my list, but that's because of NFL stuff that he's done. I don't think he's
Oh,
done
okay.
quite the same.
Okay, you got your personal problems with him. I don't know.
He has
okay.
he wouldn't be top. I'll just say he wouldn't be top of my list to own us. He has some red flags.
You're
but
talking about Shahid Khan, right?
yeah,
Okay.
he's given his son way more control over the football team, the NFL football team, than he should. He should not have that kind of a role. But I do think he still wants to win. He just thinks that his son is qualified to run an NFL team, which he in no way is. But now we're getting way off topics.
Yeah.
We have 2 players left. Who's still left? Oh no, that's get out of my club. Sorry,
We got
I missed
Kane.
Kane.
Guys,
I think again, listen to offers. I mean, because I don't want to put him in. I mean, I'm really like I think we should sell Kane this summer. I think Kane. I don't think we should sell Kane. I think Kane should demand to leave. I think Kane.
Okay, I
should
want to talk about
100%
this
demand
point
to
somebody
leave.
earlier on made. I'm serious about this, by the way. Scott, you're muted, I think.
He's got 1 year left on his deal. Why are we like? I don't. Why
So-
would we loan
so
him and not sell him?
My theory on this one is listen, guys. I know the other day I shared that we are Tottenham TV and I got absolutely raped for this. Like people were saying like, oh, wake up and all that. I feel maybe what in order to keep Kane, because I love Kane. I mean, I wouldn't want there's a reason why I would want to keep him somehow with Tottenham. I have my reason. I feel maybe what we should do is sign a contract with him, and in that contract we include a clause like, okay, for 1 season or for 2 seasons he goes out on a loan for 2 seasons. Maybe let's just say Real Madrid is coming for him, he goes out on a loan, but he has to get that down in his new contract, and then after that loan he can win trophies at one of those clubs, and then he returns. I wouldn't want him to go to another club and win there and then extend his career there, and then what happens is
Complicated.
everybody forgets about Kane's contribution for Spurs. You know what happens is, like, let's say now Gareth Bale, he did well at Spurs. Luka Modric, he did well at Spurs. The moment they went to other clubs and won trophies, everybody forgets like what they did for your club, like what they did for Tottenham. And I wouldn't want to see that happening with Kane at Tottenham. That's my only reason why I would want to keep Kane at best. But unless there's a good reason for him to be kept, I don't think we can keep him. So that's why I want to work out some form of contract like that.
But I just think that if he wants to come back to Spurs, he'll come back. Like if that's
he will.
I don't think you need to make it into a loan. I think if he's willing to come back, you want to sell him for as much money as possible. So I think you just sell him. That's what I've always said. Like he could go to Madrid, play there for 3 years, maybe 4 years. He'll come back. He'll be 35. He can play 3 seasons or 4 seasons. Like if he really wants the record, I think he's 48 goals, right? So if he comes back and he comes back when he's 35. He's had 4 years in Madrid. He's won. He can play 4
No, I think
years
even if he
here.
stays at Madrid for 2 years or 3 years, he'll be coming back at 32 or 33 after 3 years, let's just say.
Yeah, he'll have plenty of time to come back here and still get the Premier League goal record, right? Now, you could
Yeah.
say that maybe he wants to break it and put it quite far out there, but look, it's going to get broken at some point. That's just how records work. So
All
I
this that
think
clown Jamie Vardy, let's check. He's 36.
he could come back and play for Spurs. And even if he's Harry Kane. If he's at Spurs and he's 37 years old chasing the record and he's not playing that well, he'll still get playing time to break the record. Right? We'll give him the chance. He can break the record. So I just think I know what you're saying. You want to make sure he comes back. I just don't think we need to make any loans or anything like that. I think we need to sell him. We need to maximize the money that we get for him, because as bad as I think Spurs have been at spending money, I would rather them spend 100 million to replace Kane and maybe not hit on any of the players and zero. Because if they have zero, Daniel Levy's not spending money out of his own pocket to replace Kane. We need that money to have a chance. But
yeah, maybe the situation for Kane might then be something like by Grumpy Grandpa, I'm starring your comment. I'll have a look at it later. Yeah. The situation with Kane might be something like what Messi had the option this season. Like he can go either to Barca or he can go for like one of those big clubs like MLS or Saudi League, and one of them is he's saying the counter argument is Olivier Giroud. There you go. So
yeah, I honestly think Kane might not even go, which is crazy to me. And I love Kane. He's my favorite player of all time. If he stays here this year, it's tough. I don't want to say that I lose respect for him, but man, I wouldn't understand that thinking in any way. And I know Danny Kiriakou likes to say about him staying this year and then leaving on a free because he'll have his choice of English clubs to go to. But I just don't get it. I don't get, if Real Madrid wants you, why you wouldn't go to Real Madrid. It seems like such a easy decision. And this, I want to stay in England. Maybe, I've moved around quite a bit.
But he has never said that like openly, publicly. He has never said that he wants to stay in England.
But it's reported enough that you have to think that it's the case. And he hasn't left, but or Bayern, right? Like we all talk about a Real Madrid, but Bayern would love. I can't imagine Bayern wouldn't buy him in a heartbeat right now. He's exactly what they're missing. This is exactly what they need, right? Didn't there or maybe was it before Kahn got fired? Somebody said at Bayern that they need to buy a striker. And I think that would be a fit for him. Now, I guess the question with Bayern is if he goes to Bayern and wins the Bundesliga, because I think they would with him. I think they probably would without him, but is that enough of a trophy? Do you know what I mean? Does that change his legacy much, or would people just mock it because Bayern's won 12 Bundesligas in a row or something like that? And I'm not sure that Bayern's in the position to compete for the Champions League right now. So, but anyway, I think that Kane's going to stay, but I would put him into listen to offers just out of respect, because I don't like the idea of putting Kane in. Get out of my club.
Yeah, doesn't suit it that we put Harry Kane in same tier with these clowns, right?
But I say, as a huge Kane fan, like I said, my favorite player now, my favorite player of all time, I think he needs to leave the club. I hope, and I know it sounds crazy to say as a Spurs fan, but I hope that he leaves the club this summer, because it makes no sense to me to stay.
Yep. Okay. Here is now the comment from Grumpy Grandpa. He said, I think Kane might worry that that the formation and tactics might change, and even for Kane to keep up at 35. No, I think a striker like Kane can adjust in any formation. I personally feel it's not tricky. Like he can play as a number 10, he can play as a number 9, he can play as a right winger. I don't think
he may also not want to play, right? Like he's talked a lot about NFL. He talks about, I think his family is important. He might be a guy who says, you know what, at 35, I've played enough football. I want to move on to something else. So it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, he can just come back and play, but it doesn't take into what his plans are for his life. So fair enough to that. And yeah, it might be, the worst thing I think if you're Kane is to come back and be kind of not a joke, because I don't think he'd be a joke, but if he's clearly like a couple steps behind, and if it's clear that he's just playing just to chase the record, that might be something that looks a little, any kind of, looks bad on his part. He might not have interest in it. I just think it's possible. Like if the record is so important to him that he's going to risk not winning trophies in his career, I just think it's possible for him to do both. I think it's possible for him to leave and come back and get the trophies that he deserves, and as well as
that's a fair point.
get the record. But like you said, Oliver Giroud, like he could come off. He could be a guy who then, if he's worried about some of that, maybe he's a guy who comes on as a sub in the last 30 minutes of a game, comes on at 60 minutes. Comes on at 60 minutes, gets some late goals.
I don't know if it's Has or Marlon. They're saying the surprise squad and thinks he should keep it.
Oh, if it is Marlon, we'll be able to get him on now, because
By the way,
haven't
now if
lost,
any of you
so
guys want to come
Marlon-
on, because I got some heated discussion coming on. Given now that you all have seen like how shit we are, if any of you wanna hop on, let me just put it up there in the chat. Yeah, given that now all of you have seen this shit, let me just pin it, guys. If any of you want to hop on, come and share with me your thoughts.
And I will say, if it was me, I would have had more people down in the get out of my club. I tried to, but Elias is trying to keep it realistic.
No, I listened to you more than what I did on my own. Seriously, like guys, looking at all of this seriously. You have you only got like 8 players there, and maybe possibility is that some 4 from the bench and all that. My first question would be, realistically speaking, how many players would Daniel Levy sell this summer? How many? Like, and that's my poll as well. Realistically speaking, how many would he sell? And make sure that the amount that he sell, how many would he be bringing in then to replace those players? Like, let's say at the center backs right now,
Are you
when
saying
we look at it, yeah,
straight up sell, or just like leave the club?
like leave the club or sell, or
because I think like I said
whatever.
earlier, I think Hugo might agree to just leave. Like, I'm done, I'll just leave. So I don't think he would get sold. I think he might be willing to just leave the club. Like Danjuma, Mora, they're leaving the club, so they're not being sold, right? That's kind of different about. So I think if you're talking about how many players will leave the club, whether by selling or their contract ending or their contract terminated, I think 10-ish. 10-ish is because I think Hugo, Mora, Danjuma are guaranteed to go. I think that's 3 guys who are guaranteed to go. I think then you're looking at least 2 center backs are going to be gone. I think it should be way more, but at least 2 center backs. So that already takes you to 5. Maybe, yeah. So maybe 8 to 10, but it should be way more. But Daniel Levy won't. We know he won't.
Yeah. Also,
I think Lo Celso should go. I think, who else? I'm trying to look down there and see who we have going. Lo Celso should go. Session should go. So yeah, I would say 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Realistic for Levy. For me,
to
I would
sell
say
this summer.
Sell, or like Danjuma and Mora are in that list. Their contracts are done, or their loan is done.
Okay, I just want to ask you a question now, Scott. Okay, among all these, if you were to fill in a starting 11 with this, at least like let's say in the keep one, we need to have 11 players. Out of all of these, who would you put in there to make sort of like a starting 11? Because currently you only have 1 center back. All your center backs are going. So would you like bring in, just to put in, makeshift a starting 11 sort of a lineup? What would you do in the keep?
Oh, I don't care. They're all so bad.
What would you do?
I would bring in 3, but for me, like my plan this summer would be, if I had control, I would bring in 3.
I mean, definitely Foster would go there.
Foster has to go there. I would put. I mean, if you're I don't want him, but I guess I would put Longley there because I think he's the best left-sided center back we have. That's awful, but and then what else do we have? So we
got 2 centre backs sorted. We got 4 at the back sorted. We got.
I mean, my
Back.
front three would be Kane, Son, and Kulu. My midfield 3 would be. Or you know what? Oh no, I don't want to do that because then I have to play that idiot. God. I mean, honestly, I would just play people wildly out of position. So it's probably not because I would put Udogi and Reguilon in so that I could cheatingly put Porro in on the
Maybe
right.
Skip in?
Porro in is right. I would put Sar over Skip. I prefer Sar over Skip. And freaking Royale. Oh no, I'm not putting Royale in.
I don't think we need to put Royale in. Porro is in.
Yeah. That's such a bad lineup because that's our lineup that we had at the end of the year, right? So,
Mr. Driving all around Kuala Lumpur is here.
Nah, I'm just waiting for my KFC cheesy burger drop off.
Do you even try that shit? Seriously, bro, it's so. I'm done with KFC this year.
I don't know.
Eugene, do you guys have a Monday to Friday work week like we do in North America, or is your work week different than ours?
Mine, I work in the food and beverage industry.
I know you, but in Malaysia in general, what is the normal business?
There is the 5-day work week, right? A lot of the multinational companies, big companies, do have 5-day work weeks. We still practice a lot of 5.5 days. The Saturday is a half day, right? But a lot of companies still practice 6 days work week, right? So,
usually Sunday is the day off then?
Yeah, Sunday is the normal day off for the normal people, not like me. I still work on Sundays. Yeah, public holidays.
I work on Sundays too, bro. By the way.
When I used to work and live in the Middle East, they did Friday, Saturday was their weekend. So
yeah, because Friday is the prayer day.
Yeah.
So Friday, Saturday, you work on Sunday. Oh, there's certain states in Malaysia practices that too.
Yep. Yeah. Terengganu does that.
Kelantan, Terengganu. Yeah, Kelantan, Terengganu does that too. Perlis maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, depending on how how strong the influence of the religion there is. So I think Johor does that too. Yeah.
Big up to you, bro. You sound like someone from Malaysia, by the way. That name sounds very Malaysian.
Maybe Apis Mustaqim. Yeah, sounds like that.
Sounds like
what are you guys doing? Sell all of them. Fuck it.
I tried. Elias won't let me. Grumpy Grandpa, he's in the chat. He's making us keep players. We have Reguilon and keep Grumpy Grandpa because we said I want to get rid of Sessegnon. I don't want to play.
Can we sell Levy?
We talked about that too. Oh man,
yeah.
We were talking about that. Yeah, by the way,
we talked about doing a owners. And I said I might all the other owners over.
Sell our board of directors, right? Oh shit, we can't sell Levy. We're gonna get someone to pay Levy to leave. Yeah, this is bad. That's the sad part. Man.
Yeah,
Eugene, why don't you earn big money and all that, and then find one of your friends who can actually buy Tottenham Hotspur? Tell them,
Oh yeah. I'm 55 years old, so I'm gonna become a multi-billionaire within 5 years. Yeah, most probably I'll be dead within 5 years.
The KFC guy started at 55, and then he became a multi-billionaire in a few years. So it's possible.
Which KFC guy you're talking about?
The KFC, the colonel.
You're talking about Colonel Sanders. Oh, you're talking about that guy. I don't know. Right. That was in what year you're talking about when that happened, right? So, my God, they promised my burger in 5 minutes. So is it 5 minutes yet?
Are you a drive-through or what?
Yeah, I want to buy McDonald's drive-through, but the McDonald's drive-through was like crazily long, so I turned into KFC to buy. That's why I had no choice. I had to go into KFC to buy my KFC drive-through.
It shouldn't be that long though.
I don't know, it's crazy over this side. McDonald's drive-through.
So actually, I was gonna ask. So this summer, if Daniel Levy were to really sell that amount of players, how many players would he then get?
No, to tell you the truth, right? It's not whether Daniel Levy will sell the amount of players, right? If the price is right, Levy will sell. The problem is that all the players that you guys want to sell, right? Are they worth the price that Levy is going to ask for, right? Is Levy going to let the players go for £5 million, £3 million? Think about that, boys. Right.
Well, that's what I said to Elias, Eugene. He said, we have so many players we're trying to sell. And I said, that's what happens when for the past 4 years, we haven't sold the players who we need to do. So they just keep piling up because we should have been selling these guys 3-4 years ago, 2 years, right? Joe Rodon should have been gone last year. Last summer, he should have been sold. He's still there.
Dyer Davis should have been sold 3 years ago.
Yep.
Right.
So we've let them
These
just
guys
pile
were
up.
sold 3 years ago. So congestion, right? Of course it'll happen, right? To tell you the truth, most probably Reguilon, Lo Celso, and Ndombele should be sold 2 years ago.
Harry Winks. Why is Harry Winks?
We have Scott M's best
club
friend here.
Hey, Dietrich, big up Dietrich, side there.
Good, how are you? I was looking at the list. Where did he put Kane?
He's
Let me
not
show
selling.
you.
But this guy's
Scott M wants to sell Kane. Yeah, now you two can fight on that one.
Yeah, you see, why do you have freaking negative, deluded fans like him on your streams? I don't get it.
Yeah.
All right, tell us.
Because you don't want to come. You don't. The positive deluded fans don't want to come. So I need to get the negative deluded.
Tell
fans.
us again how Real Madrid is the new Burnley. Tell us again how Real Madrid is done.
I never
in
said
the mud.
they're
They're getting
Burnley.
Relegated every year now for the next 10 years.
I never said
Real
that. Now you're
Madrid, the new
lying.
Burnley? How did we get all the way there?
I never said that. I just said they're not going to win a Champions League anytime soon.
Oh,
Okay. All right, fair.
positive. How do you sound? Clear,
No.
Dietrich? I've never heard you sound this clear on
Dietrich, if they get Kane, they might win it next year.
Yeah, if they get Kane, if they get those big players, but now, no. And look at his list. Oh my god, he just put Reguilon keep. Oh my god, this guy.
What's wrong with Reguilon?
How many players do we have to keep there? Why do we have so many players we want to keep?
Yeah.
Because Elias changed the list.
Okay. Let me change it.
Elias changed the list.
Yeah. Let me change it back
not
because we were
right.
thinking that if we were to keep 11, then this is the aftermath and all that. Listen for
Elias
offers.
changed the list.
Hold on. Let me. Oh yeah.
Happy
Langley
Matasar
goes
has
there.
to go to bench.
He has to
The
go
only
to
players
bench.
I'll keep, right, to tell the truth, right, really keep, most probably be Sa, Udoji, right? Those players we haven't even tried yet, right? And who else? Romero.
Reguilon
At
be on the bench.
the moment, Romero, I even have a question mark over his head. He could be the ringmaster of getting Conte out, right? So
Do you want me to be honest? My personal opinion, I would listen to offers to Romero. I would sell Kulusevski and start over.
and maybe Bentancur, maybe
But are we
Bentancur.
doing
But
this
he's
as a-
injured. Yeah.
Are we doing this as a realistic, because I would put almost everyone, nobody in keep them, but we have to realistically say, what are we going to do, right?
Realistically, we have to keep one or two of them. We can't sell all of them, Scotty, right?
Because I'm
Okay,
fine
so
with doing all those.
Romero, I would listen for offers. Is that what you're saying, Dietrich?
Yeah, I would listen to offers, and
But if we sell Romero, what's our center backs next year? We're buying five new center backs.
I got no center back here.
No, I'll be honest with you, bro. I'll just go on. There's so many free agent center backs, you can go and sign them, bro. There's
So
so
we're
many.
getting 5 new center backs, or we're keeping Dyer, Davies, Longley.
No, everyone's sold, bro, and you promote
Burn
2 of the youth,
all
and the
those
rest
guys.
you buy 3.
I'm fine with that because I don't think Romero wants to be here. I like Romero, the talent.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to be here. So I would sell him, but I just don't see. And I would buy all new. I'd be happy if we bought 5 new center backs.
And even
Every
Bentancur has
center
to
back.
be on the bench because he's out until January. So technically, he's on the bench.
Okay, let's put him on
Sure,
the
but
bench.
we also said we're not. How can we put people on the bench for players that we don't have necessarily, right? But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so let's just say Bentancur is on the bench. What you got there? You got only 6 players in there.
Even
That's too many. How many?
Even
6 players.
Even Kulu, bro. Kulu doesn't fit Ange's system,
Elias,
so I
you
would
should
even
do a
sell him.
different kind of thing. You should just say, sell, maybe not sell. Listen to offers. That's all.
Everybody
And
listen
keep.
to offers.
Kulusevski goes on
Yeah.
bench.
I know.
Wow, man, this
What does
summer,
bench mean? Do we sell or don't we sell?
And Elias, I like Destiny. I think he's a good player, but putting him straight in the keep, that's a bit too soon.
Because who else is going to play left
Yeah,
back
this
for
is
us?
what I've been saying.
We're going to buy a
Udoji, we
new
have
left
to
back?
keep because we haven't tried him. I might give him a chance, right? He's still young. Okay. For me, it's not. I'm going to pick the younger players because if Ange comes in, he needs those players with the legs and the engine that are willing to run, right? So Perisic is gone. Sessignon will be gone because he's injured all the time, right? My only worry is that Bentancur, after his injury, will he come back the same player or will he be a piece of shit after that? All right. Decky can't. I don't know whether Decky can keep up. That's the sad part.
Nobody can keep up though. Son and Kane
How about this
aren't
one?
going to be
Just
pressing.
fold the club and sell it.
And one more
Yeah.
thing. Sorry, one more thing. Even Basuma should be on the bench because he had a shit season.
I said,
Yeah.
you see, this is what happens when you come in late in the show and you just think you know everything. I said that I would put Basuma on the bench because I think he needs to show us that he's the player that he is in Brighton.
Even regular.
But then we
should
put him
be-
up there because there's nobody else in our midfield. Somebody
Okay,
has to
and
play.
my last two. Why is Reguilon keep? And even why is Tanganga on the loan and he's 25? I've never seen a game that's
24,
20.
24.
Reguilon was on the keep because we were saying who's going to start at left back. If we have Reguilon and Udoji, you have to figure out whether Udoji is going to be able to
Yeah,
come
that's what
right
that
from
was the
Serie A
reason, yeah.
and start the game. It was really more of a. They probably both should have been on the bench in terms of we're not sure which one of them is going to be starting. But I
And
think
guys,
we
to tell
put
the truth,
somebody
right?
in there because somebody has to start.
See?
Yep, you're saying
That's
something
my
unique.
other worry. No, I said my worry is what based on what formation? Are we playing a four? The Ange formation? The four 4-3-3 or
4-2-3-1.
four what?
4-2-3-1.
The 4-2-3-1, right?
Yep.
I
Are
said
we gonna
four,
play
I was
that
thinking of a
formation?
4-3-3, but I don't
Yeah.
know how much that.
4-2-3-1. Let me just check.
No, he plays 4-2-3.
And
4-3-3.
can Poro? Oh yeah, I never forgot about Poro, right? Are we gonna keep Poro? Right?
He plays
Have
4-3-3,
to.
sorry.
Yeah.
Have to keep
That's it.
Poro,
Are we gonna
Eugene,
keep-
because
are we
we
gonna
can't
keep
sell
Poro?
talented players.
Yeah. No, but the problem
Okay,
can
so
Poro play
you
a
will put-
fullback role? Right? He can't
Dietrich
defend.
will-
How's he gonna play a fullback role?
This is what I don't get about our fans. If people are saying that we can keep Royale in a fullback role, but we can't play Poro in a fullback role, somebody has to make that make sense to me. Because
It
Royal
has to make
cannot go forward in any way, shape, or form.
Oh,
What
no.
successful teams play with a fullback that can't pass the ball,
Can't
can't
pass
cross
the
the
ball.
ball? Like, why
Yeah.
is it that Poro's defensive concerns we have to highlight so much, but we can't talk about the fact that Royale is not close to a great defender. He's a mediocre defender at best and is useless in attack.
Okay, Scott. Unless we take Poro, right, and convert him into a right winger.
I would play him
That's
at
all I
right
can
back
do.
right now. I don't care that he can't defend.
Oh, yeah,
It's not like
unless
Royale's
we
coming in and stop shutting everything down on the right side.
Okay, let's say
Okay.
the players we keep, right? Who if we play him at right back, right? Who is gonna be the two center defenders?
Nobody.
New players. I think you need to bring in at a minimum 3 new center backs.
3 new center backs, 3 new midfielders, 3 new strikers. Everybody also new,
And
according to
even
these
more, I
theories.
agree with Dietrich. I would bring in 5 new center backs and sell Romero because I don't think he wants to be here.
Yeah, true.
So Romero, according to Dietrich,
That's never
okay,
going
this
to
one is
happen.
according to
That's never
Dietrich.
going to happen.
This tier list is according to Dietrich. So Dietrich, where would you put Romero? Sorry.
Dietrich puts him in
Right
listen
center
to
back,
offers, he
left
said.
center back. Yeah, he could be either in the right or left
No,
center back,
I'm
right
asking,
for.
where would you put Romero in the tier list?
Oh, tier list.
Dietrich, I think he's taking
Dietrich
the
put
goat
him in
rate.
listen to offers. He already said that.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that what he
listen to
said?
office.
That's Romero.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
So you got
Romero's in listen to-
Reggie, Son, and Poro
and
now.
Reggie he has on the bench. I think, or he
Okay,
might even have him
what do we
lower
do on the bench for? Why we got so many people on the bench?
because we have because we can't sell everybody, Eugene, but we don't want them to start either.
So we're gonna start with 2 players, right? Against 11.
Oh, man.
No, that's a realistic
That's
list of like who you actually think is like. But That's our club, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
listen around. I've listened to so many, even the people that are so excited about Ange. Like they have players in the
And
squad starting that they know aren't good enough. Like anybody who
can I
says we'll
can
have
I just
Royale
give
starting at
one,
right back.
Yeah,
can I
Idris,
give
go ahead.
one more? Sorry. Even like I'm not dissing Son at all, but even Son I would put listen to offers.
That's
Again,
what's
listen
good.
to the show.
How
Listen to
was
the show,
Foden Kane
Dietrich.
to
You
listen
come
to
on
offers?
running me down and you make all my points for me.
I think Will Stewart is going to kill me tomorrow.
I put him in listen to offers, but Elias wouldn't let us.
No, I'll put Son and Kane to listen to offers. Is that true?
Yeah, Kane is already in listen for offers. Okay, so we are only playing with Poro this season.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
If you and you could say Eugene makes a good point. Where does Paro play?
No, but anyways,
All
we're gonna
across, all across the back.
That's right. We have no players that are 100% need to keep in this squad. I agree with that. There's not a single player in our squad that I say we have to keep.
No, actually, guys, I'm kind of glad that I did this with you guys because you guys are actually more realistic in your opinions than a lot of other deluded, happy clapper type of people who do this sell keep. And I realize that this sell keep is a way more realistic. And you can see the entire situation in just one picture, like where we are as a club right now, guys. That's what the situation is at the moment.
It's realistic in where the club is, like you said, not realistic in what is actually going to happen.
Yeah, what would Levy do, right?
But I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say that there's not a single player at this club that you think has to stay. If Harry Kane and Son were 25, then I would say yes. Maybe Bentancur, if he wasn't coming off his injury, would get moved up there. Poro, I would say, would definitely be a keeper for playing a wing-back system. I would probably put a Doji in the have to keep in the wing-back system. But I think with both of them, there's questions about both of them, even though I think Poro is great. I think he's a talented player that we need to keep. But I'm just not sure whether he can fit in as a wing-back and then say, I'm tired also of playing, we'll just move this guy to a different position. How many times have we said that? We'll just move this guy to a different position. Ask him to do something.
Why do we buy players, right, and move them around? Why don't we play players on their strength?
No, but the thing, Poro, at least he has strength when it comes to like, Ange likes using attacking fullbacks and they know how to shoot. Poro knows how to score.
Yeah,
so that's why I think he has his place.
Yeah, Minerals also say that Poro keep, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
And one more thing, and even the defensive mid plays like a third center back on Ange system. So technically, we're playing with wing backs.
So actually, the system that Ange plays, his defensive mid is a bit like where Dyer is. Dyer used to be sometimes like a bit ahead of the two center backs. It's almost like a 3-4-3, but it's a defensive mid who just comes deep a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he stays in front of the center back, so they play with three center backs in a way.
Yeah, which is something I guess Bissouma can do for us.
Bissouma's more of a box to box.
Yeah, I don't think we have the player that fills that role.
That sort of. Then you need to keep Dyer for that. I mean, Eric Dyer used to play as a defensive mid. So
we thought it was.
Oh, we need to buy a player. We need to buy two midfield starters. I think we need to buy two midfield starters. We need to buy an attacking midfielder and a number, for lack of a better term, we'll say number 6, but that defensive midfielder like Dietrich is talking about that can drop back, but can't be Højbjerg because they need to also be able to move the ball up the field.
So you need one defensive mid and one central mid. You already have Bentancur or let's say someone like Skip.
No, one attacking mid.
Attacking
so you'd have the new player, the defensive player. Then you'd have Bentancur / Bissouma playing kind of the box-to-box role. And then you need an attacking player like a James Maddison style player in the midfield. So you need two new midfield starters.
What do you guys think of James Maddison's situation? Would he come to Spurs? Given that?
If we pay the money, yes.
I also think that if we pay the money, maybe yes, but Newcastle is
Because
definitely gonna pay more.
Madison is like he's like a playboy character. Like he loves big cities like London. So that's the only thing we have over Newcastle.
And the other one is that he has friends in London as well. Like he
Yeah.
has a lot of friends in Chelsea. He has a lot of friends in
But isn't
Tottenham.
that concern you that he's coming to Spurs not because of the club, not because of
But
the manager, but because he wants to live in London? That seems like it's got disaster written all over it.
Well,
Hello,
Scott,
Fresh.
name me one player that came for Spurs.
Well, I think Porro came.
like-
Not Porro. I think Conte came because Perisic came because Conte was here. So
Yeah,
not for
even
Spurs,
that-
but for the
even that was not for
manager
Spurs.
for that style. But I
Who
don't know
else?
if I don't think Porro came because he wanted to party it up with his buddies in London. That's all I'm saying. It's just I would take Madison. He's exactly the player. If you designed a player, say what do we need in that role? It's Madison. It's something that we do not have in our club.
Big up Fresh.
I'm just worried if he's coming because he wants to live in London the way that our team is at right now. If we were back in the Poch days where we were competing for top 4 and doing all that, I think it wouldn't matter. But if we're going to be if we're going to be competing for 10th, is Madison going to be focused on football if we're competing for 10th and he wants to go out partying in London? That scares me.
Partying in London is very likely. He's good friends with Ben Chilwell and all those players who actually play in the England squad. Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish is in Manchester. Actually, maybe James Madison. He might come. I mean, he might come. The other reason is that if Kane stays, but I don't know. Fresh, big up to you, by the way, bro. What do you think would be the pull factor that can get James Madison to come to Spurs?
I don't think he will go to you guys because I think he wants to make that. How do you call it? If it was last season, he would have joined you guys because of Championship and everything. But I think he wants to play in Europe this season, and I don't think Tottenham. No, you guys want to play in Europe.
Fresh. If we pay them 200k a week, I swear this guy would be in front of the door.
Yeah, 200k, but are you guys gonna pay 200k?
Yeah.
No,
We're
we are
paying
not gonna pay.
Perisic 180k.
Unless what can happen is get rid of Ndombele's wages because his wages are like something like 200 to 250k. So if we can offer something like that to James Madison, then maybe yes.
Wait, does Ndombele?
But I think the bigger clubs want it.
Sorry, Dietrich, go ahead.
No, Ndombele has 2 years left on his contract, right?
And Ndombele's Spurs contract. Let me just look at that transfer window.
I think it's 2025 he's done, isn't he?
If it's 2025, I would just rip up his contract, to be fair.
I think Madison will go to Liverpool.
Transfer history. Okay. Tottenham loan fee, end of loan. His Tottenham loan fee. Okay, we bought him for 62 million, and
he's done 24-25. He's got 2 more seasons.
Yes,
Yeah,
24-25.
I would just rip up his contract. There's no point.
Yeah, or either trick one of those clubs like the Saudi clubs, the Chinese clubs, or one of those that can actually afford his wages at least, and then get him just dump him there.
Oh, Ndombele is never, after winning the with Napoli, is never going to China and Saudi. There's no way.
Yeah, but that guy seriously, he's a problem at Spurs. Fresh, you were saying something?
I thought Madison is gonna go to Liverpool because I think.
But they are not even linked with him at the moment.
Well, I just think because they aren't gonna get, I feel like, Thuram, the guy from France. I don't think they're gonna get him. And then somewhere in their list, because they were linked with Mason Mount, and I think Madison should be in that list. And it's a cheap one, and I don't expect Liverpool to spend a lot. So that's why.
Yeah. The other one that we are linked with, guys, is James Ward-Prowse. I just heard the news that finally we are linked with that guy somehow, but that guy is just a Højbjerg who can take free kicks, in my opinion.
No, he's worse than Højbjerg.
He's much better than Højbjerg.
No, he's better than Højbjerg, but Like, why? What's the point?
He's much more creative.
He's
Yeah,
not
he
creative.
can take free kicks.
If we get James Ward-Prowse, I might be done with this club. Like we cannot bring him in. That is a
Look.
horrible signing.
If we bought players and got
You'll be done with this club. With a lot of signings that we're gonna do. Watch it and see it.
no, if we bought the midfielders and got Ward-Prowse as like a squad player, I wouldn't mind. But he's not good.
Yeah, he's.
No, I mean the two guys, right? If Kane is gonna stay, I wouldn't mind a James Ward-Prowse because he will be a pinpoint pass for. I mean, he has that ability and all that, right? And it will take away the free kick duty from Kane. That's what we want to see.
Possible.
Kane
To be
just
fair,
scored
that's a great shout.
Kane just scored an amazing free kick.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only free kick he scored in how many tries, Dietrich?
Bro, everyone said Son was free kick. Son takes free kick with South Korea. He scores. He comes to Spurs. He can't even shoot the target.
Son has scored free kicks for us.
No, Spursy never did. Spursy never did score.
You know, he got that one. Remember at the start of Nuno's career where it like bounced past and the Jose Sa just like any of us could have saved it, and Jose Sa just watched it like roll past him into the net.
No, that's the luckiest thing ever.
That was so. Was it Jose Sa? No, it was.
Right.
I was Watford.
Was it Sanchez?
I can't remember.
Watford?
It was a terrible. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
it was Watford at home.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? Whatever
Jose
it
Sa
is.
gave away the penalty. That's what it was for Wolves when we played. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
definitely,
whatever it
guys, it's a no-brainer. Son is a better free kick taker than Kane.
But
Overall.
Porro should take. Why is Porro not taking our free kicks? Sorry, I missed why we're talking about Kane and Son.
Okay, big up Minerals.
Yeah, man. Up the minerals, bro. You know what I mean? Minerals, bro.
Oh, yes, up
You
the
take
Minerals.
mon gars. You take. On est champion. City, come on.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna rub it
Yeah,
down in our
City.
faces.
Yeah, in the end, he ended up 1-0, right? So it wasn't a 10-0 game or 4-1 game or 3. So
Where all the
So
frauds
much.
were saying the City is gonna win 10-0 and all that sort of shit.
I said that.
You are mudded then. Minerals, you are mudded. Okay, I want to ask you another question, you guys. This one I was discussing about some of the guys. What do you guys think about him at Tottenham Hotspur?
Harry Jollof Maguire.
who?
Awful, man. Harry Maguire.
Scott M, I want to hear your reaction to this one.
We talked about it a bit yesterday on Mari's watch along stream, and I'll say what I said there. I'll start off by saying there is no chance I want this guy anywhere near my club. No chance. But if you're telling me last season under Conte, I would have preferred him in the middle of a back three than Eric Dyer. I could have listened to an argument where you said under a Conte back three system, he could play in the middle. I don't think it would have been a good move, but I think you could make the argument. With Ange Postecolglou, no, it's dumb. It's the exactly worst kind of defender for the system that he plays. It makes no sense at all.
Exactly, you get
horrible,
exposed
horrible
in the
move.
system. Wouldn't he, right?
It's a
The
terrible. Yeah, he brings to nothing that you want the way that
Yeah.
Ange
Well,
Postecoglou
guys,
plays. So.
I'm gonna make a move. We reached home, right? Continue the show. Maybe if I finish my dinner and you guys are still on, I'll hop on. Yep.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
big up.
Everyone. Bye bye.
Love you, G, man. More minerals than Maguire.
Yeah. Big
I
up.
think Harry Maguire one. It's tough to say, man. With Daniel Levy, anything is possible and anything is impossible. Okay, another one I was actually discussing with some players was this particular transfer. We're actually back with this guy somehow.
I'm Habok on that.
If you guys
Yeah.
get him, I will be very surprised because he's out of your caliber. He's too good for it.
Look, as a fellow countryman like him, I've dissed this guy many times in the past, but since the World Cup, he sold me. He's one of the best DMs. One of the best DMs in world football.
Yeah, man. He's got
He's
the
like
minerals, man.
he's top 5 DM in the world. Top 5 easily.
Top
Yeah,
five.
he's very fast.
Yeah.
Scott, have your say on this one.
Top five.
I don't want him, but I also don't think. I mean, I guess if you say you want, he's going to cost too much money. He doesn't bring enough on the ball for what I would like in a midfield player.
I
think
amazing on the ball.
He's very good on the ball. He has good forward passes.
He wasn't
He's a
amazing
good
on the ball
dribbler,
in the
good
World
passer.
Cup. He wasn't amazing on the ball for Fiorentina when I've seen him. He's not a player that I have any interest in. I know lots of people love him, but I am fine not if he never plays a minute.
Because
He also contributes to the attack, man.
Minerals, hold on. Minerals, can you adjust your mic? It's way too loud at the moment. Yeah.
Sorry, because when he bossed Canada, that's why you're mad. I see how it is.
When did he boss Canada? I didn't even know he was playing in that game.
Oh, stop lying, Scott. Stop lying.
I know there was the guy who he ran around all the time in the midfield, but I couldn't see his number. He was so busy falling on his ass, getting beat easily. So.
Oh, you're such a liar. You're such a liar.
But to be fair, we didn't even try in that game, so it was hard to tell. We had already given up, so we let Morocco win because we felt bad for them. And they're shit fans.
But they came third. They beat Portugal.
But even if we want him or not, he didn't. His dad just come out and say he doesn't want to go. Like he only wants to go to big clubs. Like I think I
no, that wasn't his. That wasn't his dad. That was his brother. His older brother. Yeah.
Who said? Yeah, he doesn't want to go to small clubs. He wants to go to the bigger clubs. So, and to be honest, why does he want to come to Spurs? Just stay at Fiorentina.
Oh, sorry. From Fiorentina to Spurs, isn't that an upgrade? Because Fiorentina
But he has bigger clubs to go to. He'll have the option to go to better clubs than Spurs.
Yeah, but Scott, no one's gonna pay the money for him. Barca doesn't have money. Like he wants only Barca or like Madrid.
So we're gonna Daniel Levy's gonna pay the money, is what you're telling me?
Well, I know he has the money, but I know he's not gonna pay the money.
Okay, I think his transfer is gonna cost around how much? 35 million, perhaps?
No, 45 million easily. 45. Yeah.
45 million for Amrabat.
Okay. This is now 43 minutes ago. This guy from UK on the boot room actually just reported that we are making a contact with Amrabat's agent. But the clubs that are looking for him now, hear me out, yeah. The clubs that are out hunting also for him is Liverpool, PSG, and Liverpool and PSG are the other two clubs who are also going for him. So
yeah, he will take that any day of you guys.
Even if for 2 million less or 3 million less, I think he will ask Fiorentina to get him to PSG or Liverpool, one of those clubs.
Amrabat will never join PSG because they just bought Ugarte for 60 mil.
Yeah, but Liverpool
doesn't pay money, so I don't see him going to Liverpool.
How much do you think Amrabat is worth then?
45, 50.
50 mil.
But look at the inflation, bro. It's not me. It's the market that's saying double. I think he's 30 million max, but the market says he's 45.
Okay, at the moment, the news is that yes, his asking price is 30 million, but definitely you have to bid more than the asking price. That's what I'm looking at the moment. According to one of
Fiorentina are just waiting for a bidding war with Liverpool and you guys, and then eventually Liverpool will cut.
According to yesterday's news from a football fan cast, it was about 26 million. Now it has come up to 30 million.
He's going for
40. Price.
30 million pounds, by the way, not euros. Yeah,
it's good. No, it's going for 45 million pounds.
I think that's 30 is too low.
Boy, he's not old. He's proven on the big stage, so.
He's 26, by the way.
Yeah, that's not old at all. For a midfielder, that's perfect age.
But isn't it just a World Cup hype?
No. He played well in the final against West Ham. He was better than.
I think there are better players on the market.
He's better than Declan Rice. That's a fact.
Yep. Okay, the other one that I wanted to talk about was Scott. You got something to say, I guess, here.
No, I'm just listening to Dietrich's tell us all the wisdom of the world. Real Madrid is shit.
The
Amrabat is
Mor-
world class. Declan Rice is garbage.
Rice,
Moroccan-
no.
Conte
Rice is
should have
not
been
gar-
sacked. He was so happy when Conte was
Rice
sacked.
is not garbage. He's just overrated as fuck because he's English.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. He's going to cost way too much. Declan Rice. He's going to be.
He's
sold
a
for
waste
way
of
more.
money. This dude.
Way more. I don't. So I don't. He's not even a realistic option for Spurs. So I'm not even.
Okay. By the way, on the topic of Declan Rice, Fresh, do you think you can land Declan Rice?
What's that sound? Oh, that's a teacher. I think we can. It's just a matter of when. It's just when. I'm more concerned about if we get Declan Rice, are we gonna get somebody else? Because I want two midfield. I want Caicedo and Rice. I would take Caicedo over Rice because it's less, and I think Caicedo can also play in the Xhaka role. But I would take Rice. I think, are gonna get him. It just depends when. That's just it. And how much.
Yeah, that's another one. I don't think that he will not go to Arsenal. Like, there's a high likely chance that he will go to Arsenal, especially now that Arsenal have Champions League. So it's a big push for pull for him.
I
By
heard
the way,
Brian wanting.
okay, Scott. I think the other one that I wanted to ask us now was this player. I actually couldn't go through him yesterday.
He'll go for
The Celtic forward. Okay, the thing is, okay, I'm not particularly interested in him. That maybe he's a great player, but if the manager wants him, Scott, would you go for him?
What the manager wants, I want.
I mean, I guess I don't love the idea of him as our like number 9, but as a backup, if Harry Kane is staying, sure. As a backup, if we bought somebody great, sure. I don't think I mean, I know people get excited about how he did. He got 27 goals as a 28-year-old in the Scottish Premier League. I'm not really getting excited that much about it, but he seems to know the system. I think it's good. I think it's good to bring in players that know the system from the coach. I think it helps to make it easier transition. I think it helps them. They can fit in. They know exactly what the manager wants from them. So if he's coming in to be a bench player, I think it's fine. But as our main striker, I don't think it's good enough. So it would depend what's his role.
Richarlison?
Unfortunately, yep.
What are you guys gonna think he wants to do with him? Sell, keep because of Kane?
I don't think we can sell him. I don't think we'll get enough offers that Levy's not going to take a cut rate deal for him. And after we spent 50 million on him last summer, I think even if we got a 40 million offer, which I'm not sure we would, that Levy would take it. So I think Richarlison's here.
And what do you guys think he's a starter under this manager?
No,
not for you guys.
I don't think so.
Not in the striker.
He can only play. He's shown he only is going to play through the number 9, right? He can't put him out on right wing. Can't put him out on left wing. No. So if we have Kane here, then I don't know what the point would be.
Yeah,
he's going to be on the bench.
This is another one.
It's fine. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't. I mean, assuming it's not a ridiculous amount, right? But how much are you going to pay for a 28-year-old player coming from the Scottish Premier League? I have to think that it's like max. 20 million, right? Yeah. So if it's like 20 million or below, I wouldn't get excited. I wouldn't be excited by it. I wouldn't be disappointed by it. It would seem like, okay, sure.
But depends who you guys are getting, right? Because if he's your biggest transfer fee of the summer, what I don't expect, it's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, if Kane is sold and he's kind of the player brought in, and now we're going with Richarlison and Furuhashi, that's underwhelming.
Yeah.
If Kane stays and he's brought in, that I would.
Kane
that makes sense.
I don't expect it.
So it's all about is it Fresh? Sorry, Fresh.
Yeah, Fresh.
What he said. It depends on what happens with everything else. He's right. It would depend what the other moves we make are. But yeah.
Okay. One last one, goalkeeper options that we have.
You guys.
This guy, This guy
No,
has said that
no,
openly that he
no.
would like to join somebody else except other than Aston Villa. He's leaving. Would you have
Nope.
him at Spurs, Scott?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
he's an Arsenal player.
Nope.
You can't have him.
I don't.
No.
I thought he was a fool. I thought he was a fool when he was at Argentina. All the stuff that he's doing and the penalty kicks, I thought it was embarrassing. I don't. I
I
don't
love
want. I don't want
But
anything to do with him. I do not want
no,
him.
is it because he's a bad player or is it just because of his attitude?
No, his attitude, and he's ex-Arsenal. I don't want him anywhere near us. No,
I
thank
love
you.
him. I take his jokes.
I
Yo,
don't.
Eddie Martinez, man, he's relentless, man. Like, you know what I mean?
There's another player that I'm sure is going to come
will
up
take him as a
that I think is better than him, and I think has less of that baggage. So
Laporte.
that's why.
Yeah, okay. Laporte, I would take him. I think
Oh,
I'll
of
take him.
course.
By the way, guys,
Laporte's not gonna
there's
come.
7 to 8 of you, and I think there are a couple of you who just joined. Please hit the likes because today the likes are a bit low. I don't know for some reason. Maybe because some idiots started doing streams while I was doing the stream. And also, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button as well. Yep. The other player that I was gonna go into is this guy. Okay, I just
There
read
we
the
go.
news that we are seeing his agent, so why not go for him? Between Martinez and Raya, who would you go for?
Raya, 100 times out of 100. That's why I said That's why I said no to Martinez, because I think David Raya is a better player, and I think that he doesn't have the baggage. So Raya for sure. I think he's the guy we should get. He makes so much sense. His age, the fact that he's shown in the Premier League, and I'm not always one who says you have to show it in the Premier League, especially as a keeper. I think that's less important as a keeper than other positions. But he has. We know that he can come in. I think the level he's going to give you at a basic level is going to be quality, and he has the potential to be higher. It makes so much sense. Go get him. You now have your keeper settled for the next 5 years, maybe longer, because I think he's 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, around there. And the other thing about Raya is his distribution is fantastic.
Yep.
Like he knows where he's throwing the ball. He's good with his feet. He's good with his throws. Like
he's 27. Oh, I thought he was younger. Anyway, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, 27 years old. But then the other thing also I've been looking and asking some people is like, shouldn't we go for, maybe we should try going for someone like I don't know if any of you guys know Michael Cooper from Plymouth. Has anybody looked into him?
Nope.
He's a good player actually. Like I would say that get one of those guys, like other than Brendan Austin or one of those. Get rid of one of our youngsters and get Michael Cooper in our club. Like that guy is class, man. Like his reflexes are how Hugo in his prime used to be. That guy remind me of that.
But he has to come in as a backup. He can't come in as the number one.
Yeah, he can come in as a backup goalkeeper, because even Fraser Foster, he has a particular time where as much as he would be with us, but after a while you need someone to like take over that particular role that Hugo Lloris or Fraser Foster had at our club. So who would
should be number one before you get like that real number one? Like you have to ease David.
I think you guys should go for Bailo.
Who's that?
Bailo, it's the final goalie. He's I don't know, 20, 21, something like that. He's probably one of the best goalies in the Netherlands right now. And I think he's up for grabs. He's a great goalie, and you guys need a goalie. And I think there aren't many goalies that want to go, because I think Rea wants again to play in Europe. And that's
okay. This one, Højbjerg feels that only his 30 million should see the deal for him. Matt Lau said he expects the deal around 30 million. I think the discussion is going around about 40 million or something like that. Scott, where would you rate? Scott, where would you like evaluate?
You know what? I would consider. I know 40 million. That's what Brentford's asking for, and I think people are kind of pushing back. They're trying to get the 20 million or whatever. I don't. Hard to always know what's actually true. What's just kind of posturing from the clubs. For me though, Raya is the kind of guy, and because if you look at Grumpy Grandpa's next comment, kind of gets to it, is he's going to have options. So he's a guy that I would just go say, just put the money down and get him. Right? Don't mess around. Let's not screw around with 5 million here. even 10 million. Like if you could, if he says 30 million is what should get it done and we pay 35, I'm not going to complain. Put the money down, get him in, because what's going to happen is if we leave it too long, he's going to start to get to have other options. Like he says, United is an option. Here's an option. So I think for Raya, it's such a need, right? There's no debate. Nobody's saying we don't need a number one. I think every Spurs fan is agreeing that we need it. So I think just pay the money. And if it's 40 million and we could have maybe got him for 30, but he's here as our keeper for the next 5 years, that's worth the money. Who cares, right? So I'm not saying like go out and spend 100 million on him, but I think if you can get him, if you said right now like 35 million and he's yours, I would pay that 35 million right away. No problem. I just think it's a guy that we shouldn't screw. This is a kind of deal we shouldn't do the normal Levy screw around, try to save an extra couple million. This is one where you pay the money and get him in.
Go all out for that.
Yeah.
Something like what we did for the Poro deal, right? But I think we shouldn't try and do whatever we did with the Poro deal and all that. Yeah. That one we really messed up, seriously.
Because here's the thing, like, and I agree, Højbjerg, 10 million is a big difference. But you know what also is a big difference? If we bring in a subpar goalie. How much does that hurt us, right? You bring him in because there's not a lot of debate. I don't think anybody really is questioning what is he going to do. He's shown it. He's old enough. It's not a lot of questions about him. You might have a question whether he's elite. I don't know. I don't think he's elite level, but I think he does everything that you want to do. And it's so important. Just pay the money, get that position sorted, and be done with, so we don't have to worry about it. But
can I have a shout of a player for the striker option? Because I think Kane's gonna leave. That's my just opinion. Højlund from Atalanta.
Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, I would take him. He's a great striker as well. He is the Danish national, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then.
Yeah, what about Colomwani? What about Colomwani, Elias? Would you take him?
No, I haven't seen much of him.
That's
not for the money there. Didn't they just say they want like 80 million for him or something?
Yeah, something like that. He's too much for Spurs, man. I think PSG will catch on him if Mbappe will leave.
Yep. Yeah, Højbjerg says the 10 million is a big difference to that bar. Yeah, I think Daniel Levy would try to do something like that, but we shouldn't. I like what Scott says. Like if Brentford is asking for 40 million, throw 40 million because we need a goalkeeper at this moment desperately. So that's why. Yes, I'm gonna come on to that one. This comment that you just made, Højbjerg. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Raya would make a big difference. We need a goalkeeper desperately. Okay, this one. Levy is apparently haggling for Kulu deal. Already the difference is 2.5 to 4 million apparently, so no hope here. I think Kulu is another one. I think we should go for him. Like, don't miss on that deal because, like, get your loan sorted out, guys. Seriously. This one. So apparently now we are linked with Jadon Sancho. Oh.
To be fair, if I'm real, it depends. Again, this one really depends if Kane stays, because if Kane leaves and he goes to Man United, I think Sancho wants that more game time, because then if Kane stays at Tottenham and not go to Man U, I think Rashford will go in and Sancho hope for a little bit of game time. But if Kane goes to Man U, then I think Tottenham should go for Sancho. The man hasn't been the expectation of that big valuation.
So then you play a little more like Son as a number 9, and then you play Sancho as a left wing, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then on the right, I think you guys play Kulusevski. I think that would be a great attack.
Okay, Grumpy Grandpa is saying Kolo Money is 80 to 90 million. I don't know which club does he play for.
Bro, he's been balling.
He's
a great striker.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Now I got.
Doesn't he play?
Yeah, but he's too much, man. Too much.
They just came out like 2 days ago with a report saying that they're demanding like that much money. That's why.
80,
Yeah.
90
They
million
just came
for
out
him.
with a report.
Yeah, but they
saying,
don't
like,
want to. He just sign the contract in January.
Yeah,
So that's the main reason.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
why.
he's an option for us. I don't think that we can spend that kind of money on him.
I don't think it's an
No
option
way.
for anybody because he just signed a deal. Maybe next summer.
Okay, so I think the thing about him is that he has scored about 32 in his 32 appearances. He has already scored about 15 goals for Eintracht Frankfurt. So I guess perhaps it's the goal scoring machine type of thing. Sell that to
Yes.
Minerals FC. No, Minerals FC won't take him. I'm pretty sure.
He ain't got the minerals.
Yeah, we should make Kulu permanent because we need. I 100% agree. Frankfurt, he's a class, but 80 million player. Okay, Sancho doesn't work in left wing forward. I heard from Man United fans he's been doing great in right wing. Okay, then in that case you can play Kulusevski as a left wing forward as well because Kulusevski is a left-footed player. So you can play Kulusevski there, and then you play Sancho as a right wing forward. Either way, what do you
It
guys
doesn't
think?
really matter because he can fit. He's been great. I don't think he's been good in either sport, Sancho, but it could work. But again, it depends if Kane leaves. Just Tottenham's whole window is about if Kane leaves, if Kane stays. It's just waiting until a good offer is coming.
The problem with Sancho at 50 million is that we need that 50 million to be spent other way. Like,
Yeah,
if you told me we're spending 50 million on Sancho, but we're also spending 50 million on the midfield, and we're spending 50 million or 70 million on defense, and we're spending 40 million on Rea as a goalkeeper, sure. But we know that's not going to happen. So 50 million for Sancho doesn't work because we need that money to be spent in other parts of the
would
team.
you
That's-
take 60 million for Kane plus I mean 70 million for Kane and plus Sancho?
I would. Yep.
Maybe
Yeah, would you
yes.
do a swap deal? Would Leave accept that deal? Like swap deal
I
with
think he
Sancho?
would.
Not a
No, I think
straight
that would
swap, but if you got 70 million plus Sancho, I would do that in a heartbeat. But
Yeah,
I know a
think
lot of
there's-
people are not big on Sancho, but I think 70 million
There is
plus
still a
Sancho
player in there.
Give me Ericsson as well.
Yeah, lol. I mean, he'll be that midfielder Angelique.
I don't think Ericsson wants to
Elias,
come back.
but
Yeah,
Elias and Scott, yeah.
Minerals, hold on. Let me just adjust your mic settings for a while. Hold on. Okay, no, switch on your mic. I need to adjust your mic setting. If it's not on, I can't adjust it. Cause your mic volume is way too loud. Yeah, speak now, Minerals.
Yeah, I was saying like
Yeah.
like Kane and Sancho swap without 70 million. I think it could make sense because like Kane costs you nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And 70 million
Who?
would be a good.
Okay, there's a question from Hoiberg. Who would my dream signing this season be? I think James Madison. If we can get James Madison, I think that would be my dream signing. What about you,
Isn't-
Scott? Scott?
I mean, dream signing would be Gvardiol. Because if we're saying dream, like, yeah, I don't like if we're talking about more realistically dream signing, then I
By
think
the way, where
I
is
said
Guardiola
Madison-
headed right now?
Madison fits everything that we are lacking in the midfield.
Aren't Newcastle leading the race of Madison?
Yeah, we're hearing a lot that Madison
I
wants
just
to.
read the report, but maybe I thought you guys already talked about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we already
there's
discussed
some
about that.
reports that he wants to come to London. I don't know. I think Gvardiol would be my dream signing because we need that.
We
center
are
back
guys are
stud.
Tottenham are now. It's a Fabrizio Romano tweet them, right?
No, that's why
Yeah.
we say dream signing because there's no chance we're getting Gvardiol. But I think you put him there at left center back, and holy
Oh,
smokes, our
guys,
defense is looking great.
you guys should go to Fabrizio Romano. It's a Rea report. On he's had his verbal agreement with Tottenham and Rea, so he probably will go to you guys.
I see. Okay, the other player that since you mentioned about Guardiola, does anybody know what's happening with Guardiola? Is he going to City? I'm kind of curious. Like that guy, I would like to see him in Premier League. Any idea?
I thought he was going to Chelsea, so I don't know anything.
I doubt he will go to Chelsea. Like he's a Champions League type player. He would want to go to a Champions League club. At the moment.
There's talk now that he's going to City, and it's hard to imagine
Right.
that if those are true, that they like They can outbid anybody,
But
especially after just getting the Champions League.
Apparently,
he
it's,
would
it's not.
work.
Apparently, 80 million is too much for City to pay at the moment. I think due to the FFP fraud and all that, I think they're trying to be careful.
Yeah, but
they're trying to be
they'll sell. They can sell so many. Like, how much are they going to get for selling Laporte? And they just made 120 million for winning the Champions League. That helps with FFP, right? You get to count that as income.
Yeah,
So.
I think if they just sell Laporte, they already can spend as much as they want because they won the Champions League, they won the FA Cup. They
Apparently, according to
something.
Football Insider, they have pulled out of the Guardiola race.
Yeah, but Football Insider's terrible, so you're okay.
Yeah, true. Also, that's true. Yeah,
I think it's time for him now. This is the summer he'll go somewhere big.
Guardiola, yeah. I expected him to go last year when Chelsea were good and the owners were just.
Sorry, when was Chelsea good? Last year? Did you just say that?
Last year, not
before,
this season.
Like last summer.
Last summer,
season.
When they were coming off finishing.
Sorry, I'm not. Yeah, even when they finished third, I think that season they were already on a downhill. I don't think they were good.
But they did finish third.
Well, but if you put in Vardiol into that team,
and they just got new owners.
They went for Vardiol.
But they went for Koulibaly. But they went for Koulibaly. It's their fault.
Yeah, what's stupid? It's stupid.
That's so dumb, bro. Todd Bowley, Ted Lasso.
I agree.
Sir Merkel.
Yes, City would only buy him to replace Laporte, and the figures here are... Okay, I think Chelsea's problem is not their defense. I think they should be focusing right now on their front line.
On the striker, I think Chelsea should also look at Kane.
No way Levy would do a deal with Chelsea. I think Chelsea can go for someone like Vlahovic. Was it yesterday I was saying that someone like Vlahovic should suit Chelsea? And
or even Osimhen. Like Chelsea also were linked to Osimhen too.
Nah, Osimhen. I think it's really just depends on everything, because the striker market is just okay. The teams that want to try a striker are probably Man United, Chelsea, and Tottenham if Kane leaves. So I think if Kane leaves, he will go to Real Madrid. Oh yeah, Real Madrid also need a striker. Now
you go to Real Madrid or Manchester United because
and then but if he goes to Manchester United, I think if Kane goes to Real Madrid, I think Osimhen will go to Man U, and then Chelsea are gonna be with no one. But if
they have Nkunku coming in already too.
But he isn't a striker.
He's not a like pure.
He's
striker,
like a false nine tower player. Yeah.
Yeah, that's everything with Chelsea every summer. They don't buy the goddamn striker.
Okay, I don't know why. This is a problem with Chelsea. They end up buying too many false nine. Like they got Kai Havertz already. Then they now have Nkunku. Like I don't understand why do they do that even.
They no plan, man. Ted Lasso Bolly. And Siri Merchant.
Yeah, that guy is another one. Like he's kind of check Matt Lau video with the last one on Spurs. Matt said we are definitely buying a goalkeeper and Simmons and I'll have a look at that one. Yeah, Matt Lau. Yeah, I'll have a look at that one. Apparently today, okay, this is another one I wanted to now go into. This guy, he's on a free, by the way, guys. Any news? Where is he going?
The links are he's going to Arsenal or Tottenham.
That's what I read as well.
I think he will go to Tottenham because at Arsenal he won't play.
The other team who's also looking at is Mourinho is going for him at Roma.
He won't go to Roma.
Mourinho is trying for.
He won't go to Roma. I think he's now at Frankfurt, right?
Okay, Endika makes it. Okay, Milan. Milan is another one. So Milan, Roma, Tottenham, and Arsenal.
I think he won't go to Roma. I don't think so.
Okay, according to Football Italia, he has made his decision. A free transfer. Letter with a 5-year contract. Okay, apparently, according to Football Italia, he has decided that he's in advance. Yes, that's what Hoiberg is also saying. Hoiberg,
Wow.
you seem like some form of an agent, man. You got all
What are you
the
talking
all the
about? Sorry, I
Hoiberg
had to
is
step
the
away.
man that's leaking the report.
Ndika is
Oh
in
yeah, he's going
advanced
to
talks.
Roma.
Yeah,
They
he's going
already-
to Roma according to Football Italy.
I
Why
thought they
would
already
you go
agreed
to
on a
That's on the
5-year
brown
deal.
envelope there. That is going to Roma.
Why?
He's in,
Why is Roma brown envelope?
No, but I don't know why. Because if AC Milan are in, right?
No, I think the problem with Milan is they don't really have a project. Like Roma
really have a
with
project.
Mourinho are showing
Roma,
some form of a
Mourinho,
project.
They have some project there. Yeah, AC
Yeah.
Milan are in demand. They got rid of Maldini, man.
I think it's for the
Yeah.
money. Everything about Ndika has been he wants to get paid. So I imagine that if he's going to Roma, it's because they're giving him a nice big bag of cash.
Yeah. I also
4
think
million
so.
per year.
But if you guys get, I feel like
Okay,
if you guys,
that's a good news. Okay, Tottenham are now on the verge of reaching an agreement with Real Madrid. Personal terms, long-term contract, almost agreed with
I just
after
said
positive
that.
talks.
Hey.
Okay, that's like the hope. Yeah, this is correct. I just saw as well. Fabrizio Romano on his Telegram, he just said that we are actually in advanced talks now with him on his personal agreement. I hope no club suddenly comes in and say that okay, we want David Raya. Like I love David Raya so much that even when he started that time, I started watching Brentford just because of David Raya. Like that's how much I like David Raya. I would take him anytime over any other goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Whoa.
I love that guy.
I
I'll be
don't think
honest.
he's that good, but I think he's exactly what we need for right now. I think he's
Exactly.
he's a great fit for what we need.
The next
because
5, 6, how old is he?
27.
27.
Yeah, for the next
he's-
5,
he-
6, maybe even 7 years, you guys
Yeah.
got your goalie.
You have him for 5 years. Then, like you said,
You get it.
after that, maybe 2 years, you start to develop a player who's coming in. So maybe 7 years, like you say, fresh 5 or 7, but 5 years for sure, right? Till he's 32, he's good. It's set.
Yeah, but
your goal
goalies
is set.
aren't goalies better when they get older? And then
Yeah, I'm not
eventually-
saying he's done. I'm saying, but 5 years, you're set, and then you can start to plan on what you think might be right. What we didn't do with Hugo is we actually have a plan of what you're going to do to transition, rather than just wait for the player to fall off a cliff and then.
Yeah, that's true as well.
struggling.
By the way, speaking
It's
of
a good move. I'll say,
goalkeepers,
you know me, Elias. I'm not one who gets overly excited about transfer news, but if Raya comes in, that's a good start. That's a great. I really like that move. That's a positive move. So.
But
good.
what is your guys' project next season? What are you guys thinking you guys want to get?
our project make money.
Well, it's
No,
like you said,
for-
Fresh.
What do
Is
you
Kane-
think?
Is Kane
the
coming
manager-
back or is he going? That's the first question, right? Is he staying
Okay.
or going?
Okay, let's say he's going because that's the biggest thing. He's going.
I think we're looking at 10th or lower
Okay.
next year if Kane is
Wow,
leaving.
you're not really excited.
I think if
man,
Kane
if you-
stays, we're looking at 8th to 10th. Like I don't see any way that we're definitely not competing for top 4. No chance.
No,
I think top 6 is going to be tough. So I think that you're looking at
Conference League.
probably.
The argument is here, guys. We need to sort the spine of our team out. Defense, goalkeeper. We need to sort that out. We need to place that in within the next 2 years. Kane is either going to stay with us, or in the next 2-3 years, he's going to retire with us. Simplistic. As with Sonny as well. He's 31 this year, isn't he? Not so. Does he not need another contract, or to sell him on while he's still got some value? I mean, Kane and Son are the only 2 players really in our first team that hold any
No,
major
he's still
value.
on the
to invest.
contract. Sony signed a 4-year deal in 2021.
Yeah. By the way, since Koriba, you used to be a goalkeeper, what do you think about this David Raya transfer links? Apparently, we are on the verge of agreeing personal terms with him. Fabrizio Romano just reported. Yeah.
What, David Raya?
Yes, David Raya. How do you rate him, by the way?
Solid, good goalkeeper. As I said, I was a trainee goalkeeper myself as a kid. So when I look at another good goalkeeper, I think, yeah, that's going to be great. But is Mr. Levy actually going to spend the money, or is it just all talk?
So according to Fabrizio Romano, we are on the verge of reaching agreement with David Raya on personal terms.
Again, with Fabrizio Romano, sometimes he gets it right, sometimes he gets it wrong. I mean, unless
Let's
it's actually stated on Sky Sports or BBC, I don't go by ITKs or people that have inside information like that. I'd rather have my news given to me properly by actual sports websites like that. Because I've seen it so many times with ITKs like Fabrizio Romano just coming in and going, and it's done deal, and then you find out 2 or 3 hours later that it's not, and they've gone elsewhere. It's happened before with him, so I'm not gonna, say that it hasn't. It's just one of them things.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think
man.
like what Hoiberg is saying, usually with Romano, it's 9 out of 10 right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I think
I
in
don't-
this case, Romano's usually because he's, as everybody says, he's a tap-in merchant, right?
Yeah,
I
he's a
think
tackle merchant, man. He's
I think
such a
Romano
brand
gets a lot of his information from the agents. I think he has he has good relationship with them. So I imagine that this is coming from an agent, right? The way he talks about it, he doesn't say
also a master
anything about
for
an
the club.
agreement with the clubs. He just says Raya and Spurs are close. So I wonder if he's getting this information from
He's
agents.
It's
getting
easy
it
to
from
say
the-
something like that, isn't it? I could say Messi's on his way to Tottenham, even though he's on his way into Miami or wherever he's gone in America.
Inter Miami,
Anyone
yeah.
could throw a random name, insert club here, and then everybody gets excited until there's actual concrete proof of the
Evidence.
two parties talking. Then there isn't really anything you can go on. I would love Raya at Tottenham because we need a replacement goalkeeper now. We can't rely on Ben Foster. It's not Ben Foster.
Fraser Forster.
We can't rely on him, even though he's a solid goalkeeper, but he's a number 2 at best. Raya is at the right age where goalkeepers are meant to hit their prime. So between 26
He's
and
not
34.
that, yeah, 25 to 26, I think.
Well, they normally
He's
have the average
27.
age of a goalkeeper
27,
hitting prime is
27.
between. Yeah, I was going to say it was between 26 and 34. So depending on the goalkeeper, because Donnarumma was doing it at a young age, obviously,
17.
because he was a solid. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a solid goalkeeper. So I mean, if the
Yeah,
if the goalkeeper has that kind of talent, they're in, aren't they? If they're in prime. But again, with talks like this, hearing this so-called transfer rumors, it's just rumors now at the moment, unless there's actual concrete proof of these two parties talking.
I think what's important is Romano isn't saying that he's coming to Spurs. He's saying he's agreeing to terms. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. I think he's getting the information from the agent that they're agreeing. And like you say, Corey boy, things could change between the clubs. He's not saying the clubs have reached an agreement, and that's where things could fall apart.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
do think
we're talking about
I think
Daniel
it's
Levy
good
here
news.
as well, guys. He's not going to just go and do this £40 million deal.
No, he
I
could always
don't
screw
believe
it
in
up.
any transfers really happening for us this year. I can see us
No, I
struggling
think-
along
I
with
think-
the Dyers and the Davises again.
Corey boy, I think for this deal, I think Levy also know that Lloris is leaving. So in a way, this deal is like that must go sort of a deal, because if after Lloris leaving, you buy a bang average sort of player, fans are gonna turn on Levy. So Levy knows how somehow to like appease fans with this kind of a signing. So I think that's why. Like what Scott was saying earlier as well, like for this kind of deal, you shouldn't negotiate or haggle. Like go in, if you're getting 40 million, go for it. Just don't bargain so much.
Just pay, man, and don't speak. But like Scott, Fabrizio Romano, like he's a brand envelope because he's a mouthpiece for these clubs, so that he leaks and looks good. You know what I mean? They use him.
Well, but he is and he isn't. Like Hoiberg says, he doesn't need to make stuff up at this point in his career, Romano. He doesn't need to make stuff up because his reputation is so big. And the same thing is, people leaking information to him know that they can use him in a positive way. So if they give him bullshit information, they'll never use him again. So I'm not saying that everything he says is gospel. I just think that Romano, for me, is on a different level than other ITKs. I'm not saying that this means it's going to happen. Things could always fall apart. But I do think this report shows that there's in my view, Raya and Tottenham are definitely negotiating personal terms. That's what I feel. Whether that results in a transfer, we'll see. But I do think that they're 100% is true that they are talking about a deal. Still a lot more to go, right? And as Corey said, Levy always can throw a wrench into anything. We've seen that happen.
Levy's got
Levy's
previous, hasn't he, Scott? So I mean, at the end of the day,
He can mess it up.
if Levy's in charge of the transfers, we're screwed. Simple.
I don't know if he is in charge of this transfer. Is it Scott Munn this time? I don't know that as well. Like what's going on, because you don't
It'll
have
always
footballing
be
director.
Levy. He will always have his hand in transfers.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, he's a control merchant. That's why you know what I mean. You undermine every manager and director.
Endika, bro. Endika, or maybe I'll go for Laporte. Yeah, Endika and Laporte, two of them.
Or even Bentok, or even Tarkowski, man. You know what I mean? He's alright.
Maybe. Yep.
Laporte isn't realistic, man. I don't think.
Yeah, but Corey boy, I want to ask you, like, in terms of looking at David Raya, how do you see him as adding into Tottenham squad with his distribution skills and with his reflexes and all that? How do you rate him? What do you think are his strengths and weaknesses? Since you used to be a goalkeeper yourself.
As a goalkeeper looking in, sort of thing, my positive view on him is great. Like you said, he's great with his feet. He's an excellent shot stopper. He's great reflexes. He's quick. I can't really see too many weaknesses in his game. He needs a stronger defense in front of him. Otherwise, he's going to leak goals like fucking water coming in on the Titanic. If we get him in and we don't sort our defense out, it's just going to make him look bad. At least at Brentford, he has a defense he can rely on. They can rely on him. He's a good communicator. He's strong in the air. So, as a goalkeeper, you need those kind of qualities to succeed as a goalkeeper. You need to have the command of your box. You need to be able to tell players where to be and where to stand and what to do their jobs. With players like Dyer and Davis, they're a joke in defence. So, I mean, I still think Dyer's best position is defensive midfield because that's where he was playing under Poch.
Not even
and
there.
then moved to the back under Mourinho. So, you know, it was just filling a gap for Mourinho because we couldn't really get anyone in to fill the void after the Tongan and everybody else kind of left us, you know.
Yeah, like it's a bit of a shit show. Like what I don't know if you guys were following alongside with us earlier when Scott and myself we did the tier list for Tottenham. It looks horrible, like guys. Yeah.
Oh, I was starting that tier list with you, but I had to go and sort a few things
then
out.
go off. By the way, guys, I think there's 10 to 11 of you out there who are watching still. I'm gonna close it shortly. So if you haven't already and you would like to catch on more of the content, I will be live. I think every other day I will be live around this time, looking at some of the transfers and all that, and some of the news, probably which is going to be UK afternoon time, and I think it will be my night. I will be live most of the nights. I'm looking at probably on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday. I will be live. Only on Thursdays and Tuesdays, I won't be live at this time. I will be doing this stream every night. So if you want to catch on some of the news and discussions and all that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and like the video. Yep. And I'll be closing it shortly, but big up everyone who has been there with us throughout. Final thoughts, guys. I just want to ask everybody in the panel. This season, going into the season, where do you think will Spurs finish realistically?
Depends on the transfer business report. I'm sorry.
Fresh.
If it's that you guys get all your targets, or it is just now looking in.
Just throwing, yeah.
We desperately need to sort the spine of our team out. We need stronger centre defenders. I mean, Romero needs a kind of Rio or Vidic next to him, that kind of older player to try and calm him down. As in for the left wing back or left back situation, we've got that under control with a Destiny coming in, and I still believe in Serge Reguilón being able to do a job for us. He's still a solid player. As for right back, apart from Porro, if we sell Emerson, then so be it. Straight away, Dyer, Davis, Rodon, and Sanchez will need to leave the club. Midfield, Skippy either needs to get loaned out or be sold because he's just not good enough. That's my opinion. Winks should just have his contract thrown in his face. So that's just me. Højbjerg should go.
Yeah,
because I don't rate him.
Sorry, Højbjerg in the chat. We are not talking about you. We are talking about Højbjerg. But I guess you're a Højbjerg fan.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much I want to see gone out of the club, but whether our board and our new manager has the balls to pull the trigger on these players that aren't good enough, because we can't keep holding on to dead wood and taking up wages. Once we got rid of the dead wood, we can put these wages towards potentially keeping Kane, potentially keeping Sonny around. But if Kane isn't willing to sign a new contract, we need to think about the longer term prospects of selling him and getting some money back on him from being an academy product, and then we can invest that into the spine of the team, the goalkeeper, because I don't really think Levy and Enoch are going to give us too much money to be able to spend this year after the, as I call it, the money laundering 150 mil from last year. They needed to clean their money up, so that's why they gave us that money. That's just my opinion on that one. Then we didn't use that properly. I think the only decent player we got out of our transfer market last year in the summer was Basuma. Nobody else really performed, and the poor bloke was pretty much under long COVID and injured this season, so we haven't really seen the best of Bossy yet, as we used to call him down here in Brighton. Basuma, Bentancur, and someone else in midfield. If we're going to be doing the 4-3-3 that Ange likes to do, like he was doing at Celtic, we need Basuma for his engine, because he's got rapid pace and he can find a pass. At Brighton, he played a deeper role, but then broke to the box whenever he could. So he's very attack-minded, but he can put a tackle in. He's a very good midfielder in that sense. Basuma is just not Basuma. Bentancur is a destroyer in my sense. He gets the gritty done, the dirty. He gets the tackles in. He gets the passes out. We can't be under Ange doing backwards passes from the skips or the winkses. And Ndombele, I'm going to sound controversial here. If he drops some of the weight that he's been carrying, I'm saying that, and I'm a big guy myself. If he drops some of the weight and really applies himself, I reckon he could be, even though after the FA Cup game, he could be something that we would be missing, because he can't go out on loan and win a cup somewhere else and not be useful.
Yep, I 100% agree with whatever you said. And I think personally that this season we would be ending probably, I think, in the Europa League spots at least. Because my problem, I think it would take some time for Ange to settle into Premier League. He's a good manager, but he's not. Whenever he has played for Celtic as well in the Premier League, in the Champions League, he has had problems against the big name managers like Klopp. You got Pep. You got Poch. You have.
They still held Real Madrid for 70 minutes before the floodgates opened at Celtic this year.
Yeah.
They still played really well against them, even down at 3-0. They still played really well.
They did play well, but I think he's not a proven manager who can play regularly that sort of football for a team. Are you wearing the Real Madrid kit fresh?
Yes. What's wrong?
Yourself. Oh, are you a Real Madrid fan too?
No. I just like the kid.
Okay.
Viva Madrid.
Okay.
Viva Madrid.
So yeah, I personally think that it's going to be interesting to see how he can cope up with the tier of Premier League and the managers and all that sort of the pressure as well. Like, would he be able to cope with that sort of thing here? It would be interesting, because he's coming from Celtic. He's not used to playing that. But the good thing is that we have only Premier League to play, and then the cup competitions. We are not in Europe, so I think it shouldn't be a problem.
One game a week to focus on,
one
pretty
game
much.
a week, mostly, yeah. Unless you have all that. Bale at the back. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry, guys. I mean, Ange comes in unproven, but yet he's proved himself elsewhere, winning trophies and stuff. Whereas we've tried going for the win now managers, and they haven't been backed. So we have to go a different direction. We have to scrap our recruitment out the window and find another way of finding good young prospects. I mean, like I said on the stream a few days ago, there's a young Swedish kid out there called.
Well, what?
His wife,
Okay, I lost him there. Okay, Scott, your realistic prediction for next year, where would be end?
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to say at the start of the summer, because especially this year, there's so much that can change. I will say I don't see any way that we finish ahead of the other big six clubs, and I'm going to include Newcastle there. I think that City, United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Newcastle, those six teams all finish ahead of us no matter what happens.
Chelsea.
Chelsea is going to be way better next year. Their talent is Their talent is clear, and now that they have Poch in place right now, I think he's going to have enough time to get them sorted out. They'll have a plan. They'll be run properly now. I think Chelsea's easily ahead of us next year. So that puts us right there is already in 7th at best that I see. And then I think we have Brighton and Aston Villa, which could easily finish ahead of us. So I would say the highest I see us finishing is 7th. And assuming that Kane is here, I think we'll finish, the lowest we finish is 10th. I think we're in that 7th to 10th range. If Kane goes, I think we could be looking at dropping down to like 12th or 13th because we'll be struggling so much for goals. But I think 7th to 10th is what I would look at if you ask me where are we going to finish.
Okay. One more question, Scott. Do you think if we were to sell Harry Kane, Levy would try and buy some big names? Or at least some bang average players to cover for him?
I think if we sell Kane, I think in terms of the direct replacement, I think we would get the guy that we talked about from Celtic. I think we would say Richarlison is Brazil's number 9. He's our new number 9. I think we would spend the money in getting an attacking midfielder, and I don't think that we would bring in any like big name players to directly replace Kane. If that like as a 9. I think we'd use the money in other places, and I think that we would go into next season with Richarlison and Furuhashi. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Furuhashi, yes.
I think that would be our number 9. Those would be our strikers next year if Kane goes. We're not going to buy direct replacement for him. I also think that if Kane goes, then like I would say, well, we'd spend the money on Madison, but I can't imagine Madison wants to come here. If we sell Kane, that would be a tough sale. I think it's a tough sale to begin with. So yeah, I don't know, but I think 7th. I think if we can finish 7th to 10, that's as hopeful as I can be this year. 7th.
No, I won't take Lukaku Højbjerg. No way. I'm not taking him.
I don't see why we would. Yeah, Lukaku doesn't make sense for me for what we're doing for where we are.
Yep. Anyway. Big up, guys. I think there's 9 to 10 of you who are still in the chats watching, and yeah, I'll be live, I guess, tomorrow night as well. But tomorrow I'll be doing an early show. I'll be going live, I think, at about 1 p.m. UK time or something like that. Yeah. So because I have to later on join Eugene as well, so that will be at 1 p.m. UK time. I'll be live tomorrow with the transfer show as well. So if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit the notification bell and the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified whenever I go live. I'll be discussing all these transfers and the rumors and all that almost every other day except Tuesday and Thursdays, because those days I'm not free. So if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked, make sure you do all that good stuff, and I'll be bringing on different guests, and I'll be putting the link in the chat. Whoever want to come on, you can come on and chat with me, or as much as you want. We'll talk a little bit about Spurs. If Fresh join me, I'll banter him a little bit about Arsenal and listen from him a little bit about what Arsenal is doing in summer. If Steve join me, I'll listen from him what Newcastle is doing in summer. Yeah, all that good stuff will be happening this summer. I won't be leaving you alone. And as always, Levy out. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs. Levy out. And